sanibonani.
is citizen.
Igama lami nginguMagdalene Peterson.
I am
Ngiqhamuka ke lapha eFree State endaweni ke ebizwa ngokuthi
of the Portfolio Committee of Social Development.
ngililunga ke laleli komiti lezenhlalakahle.
Thank you for the elders who are here to come and assist us as national government to look at the bill of older persons.
Siyabonga ke kakhulu kubantu abadala abezile ukuzosilekelela njengamalungu eParliament ukuze ke sibuke lo mthethosivivinyo omayelana nabo abantu asebekhulile.
Thank you.
Siyabonga. Greetings.
Ninjani, ngiyabonga malami nguBridget Wamasango ngimase Gauteng.
My name is Bridget Masangu, IRE Committee of Social Development.
Njengoza kwe the engagements today.
Njengobuza kwethe bese beke ngizimisele ukuzwa iziphakamiso zenu namhlanje. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Ngiqolise kancane ngoba uyazi manga ufakwe esicathuleni ungazazi so ufaka inyawo lakho ulifake wrong.
Let me apologize if you are put in a role that you are not familiar with, you might end up doing some things incorrectly.
Ngigqoke izicathula zaka chairperson.
I am wearing the shoes of the chairperson today.
Chairperson wethu uNonkosi Mvana.
Our chairperson is originally Mem Nonkosi Mvana.
Akokwazanga ukufika ngapha sikhona namuhla.
She was unable to make it here where we are today.
But before ngiphumelela nale program ngizacela istaff niphakame ngoba iholo inkulu kakhulu.
Before we proceed with the program, I'd request that the staff rise because the hall is quite big.
Awubathu nibashayeleni izandla kancane.
Give them
Hand so nama social ngikwazi ukuphakamisa uzabe sophakama nje ngoba anginazo inkomo zokubhadala la.
Mthokoze Patni Ndambo.
Thank you so much.
Ekseni nje ngithanda ukuthatha ithuba
Let this opportunity this morning
ngiloshise abaka social development portfolio
and pass meetings to the social development portfolio.
ngiloshise abosoma camera
The camera team
ngiloshise abaka social development
and greet the social department.
esikhulukhulu ngilo abekhethu abadala abathiwa abaluphele.
Special greeting to the people.
Mina undaba ezithu Mahlangu Kate.
This is Excellency Ndabezitha Mahlangu, KD,
Engihlala la Msukali kwa municipality.
from Sugalikwa municipality.
Ya esithemba ukuthi bantu abadala to enkhona la asikujabuleleni ukuthi sivakashelwe iparliament.
We are happy as elderly people that Parliament has paid us a visit.
Umbuso okhona manje ngizobethela izandla ngoba uyakhona ukuchecha bonke abantu.
I applaud the current government because it takes care of everybody.
Ngithe uma ngicala lo mthetho lumlingwa lo kwaba khona izinto
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Ufuna ucheka nonke niwatholile lamaphepha.
of this bill
Injongo ke yalomthethosivivinyo lomthethosivivinyo uhlose ukuchibiyela okanye ke umthetho ngo 2006 number 13 ka 2006.
This bill is to address implementation challenges.
Lo mthethosivivinyo ubheke ke ukuthi ulungise ezinye ke izinto ezilapha esetshenzisweni kwalo mthetho wawushaya ngo 2006.
It seeks to insert new definitions
Ufisa ke okanye uhlose ukufaka ezinye izincazelo kulomthetho
and new provisions relating to the monitoring and evaluation of all services to old people.
uphinde ke ufake ke nemigomo ezawusetshenziswa ekubhekeni nokulandela izinsiza nokulekelelwa okuba abantu asebekhulile.
To make provision the removal of older persons
Ke uveze ukuthi ke kuzawufakwa lapho isikhala sokuthi kususwe abantu abadala okanye umuntu omdala uma ngabe kunesidingo sokuthi asuswe ayobekwa endaweni yokuhlala yesikhashana ephephile
without a court order.
lokhu kuyokwenziwa ngaphandle kokuthi kuze kube nesidingo
It thus seeks to address the following challenges.
iphindeke ibheke ukuzama ukulungisa noma uxazulula lezi zinkinga ezilandelayo.
Of
Komthetho mhlawumbe ke singabeka ukuthi okuqhamuka ke emthethweni mayelana nabantu abadala
to be capacitated on non-communicable diseases.
ukuze ke usizo mayelana ke nezifo ezingathathelana.
Lack of provision for services
Kunikezwa kwabantu abadala noma abantu asebekhulile izinsiza
to older persons with disability and chronic illnesses.
ikakhulukazi ke kulaba abantu abadala asebephila ke nokukhubazeka okanye futhi abanye abanezifo ezingaseyulapheka.
lack of proper monitoring and registration of community-based care services,
Ukungabi bikho kokuqashwa nokubhaliswa kahle kwezinto lezi ezibizwa ke ngama community care services.
and residential facilities.
Ngokunjalo ke nendawo ezibizwa ke ngamakhaya abantu abadala.
Lack of legal provision
Ayokuthi ke kusuke kunga sekho enye indawo abangaya okuyobe kwenziwela ukuthi uma ngabe ke umuntu omdala wavula icala kuze lamlahla lokuthi uyahlukumeza kufanele abhalwa lo ohlukumezayo lapha emqulwini wabantu abazobe baziwa ngokuthi bahlukumeza abantu asekhulile.
Those were challenges that we want to address.
Yizo ke kanye lezo izinkinga esizama ukuzilungisa.
Now the amendments that we are putting before you is that the key amendments to the bill include strengthening the protection and prevention of abuse of older persons.
Ezinye ke zesichibiyelo esizibeka phambi kwenu malo mthetho sivivinyo ukuthi fanele kuqiniswe ukukelwa nokunakekelwa nokuthi ke kuzanywe ukuthi abantu sebekhulile bangihlukumezeki.
Strengthening of coordination mechanisms between government departments.
Ukuqiniswa ke futhi benzisana phakathi kwengo kahulumeni.
Elimination of full traditional practice including witchcraft.
Suswa noma eceleni kwezinto ethathwa ke njengezinto eziyamasiko ezinobubi esingathatha kuzo sibale ke mhlawumbe njengokusolwa ngokuthakatha.
Witchcraft accusations against older persons.
Usolwa ke ngokuthakatha kwabantu asebekhulile.
Making provision for recognizing the responsibility responsibilities of older persons in passing intergenerational knowledge and wisdom.
Kuphinde ke kubhalwe kushicilelwe phansi ukuthi kwaziwe emthethweni ukuthi ke abasebekhulile banomzinzi wokuthi ke badlulise ulwazi abanalo badlulisele ke kwisizukulwane esisincane.
This bill also will enable the of social development consultation with members of the provincial executive to make information available.
Lo mthetho sivinyo uzophinde ke uvumele ongqoshe ekhulumisana ke razwe ukuthi ke bakwazi ulwazi oludinge mayelana ke nabantu
Informational and counseling on non-communicable diseases,
ukuthi ke kube khona ulwazi kuphinde kube ke khona i-counseling mayelana ke nezifo ezingase zibe khona.
strengthening registration and monitoring of residential facilities and community-based care and support services.
Uqiniswa ke ukubhaliswa nokugadwa okanye ukuqashwa kwalezi zindawo okuyizona ezivame ke ukunakekela abantu asebekhulile.
Safe removal of older persons to a place of stay.
Kube nokususa futhi kwabantu asebekhulile eindaweni asuke bekuzona uma behlukumeka bayiswe eindawo eziphephile zesikhashana.
Inclusion of a person who has been maltreated, abused, neglected, or degraded by a caregiver or a family member as a person in need of care and protection.
Kuzophinde ke ngenxa yalo mthetho sivivinyo kufakwe umuntu ohlukumezekile ophethwe kabi ekhaya mhlawumbe ngisho ukudla afakwe njengomuntu udinga ke usizo.
Extension of the definition of physical abuse to include unlawful detention.
Kuphinde ke kwelulwa incazelo yokuhlukumezeka ngokwenyama ukuthi ke kuphinde kufakwe into efana nokuthi umuntu omdala esegcinwa engasavunyelwa ukuthi enze noma yini afuna ukuyenza lokho kungathathwa njengokuthi uya mayelana
We are together. We belong to this group. If you look at me, you'll see I'm with you.
Le ikhomba ukuthi iparlament umlomo wenu ngamehlo enu. That's why baze
sukuma ekseni siye lapho siyajima kuphela. Ayikho enye into.
I'm sure it's been more than 10 years our center has been there, and ours is just stand up, exercise, there's nothing else to do.
Asikhona ukuthola ifunding because of asinayo indawo.
We are unable to secure funding because we do not have land.
Because uma sifunile bafuna ukwazi ukuthi lezi zinto nizozithatha nizibekephi.
If we-
Ngoba mase sizibeke endaweni zethu sesitshontshiwe mhlambe or mina ngenza ubutsotsi ngazo sengathi mhlawumbe izithathwa abutsotsi kanti mina ngisathile ngasale.
If we do request assistance, they would ask us where are we going to store whatever equipment they would give to us. And if we were to take it, maybe I take it and then I do something wrong with it or it gets stolen, then it becomes a problem.
And organization yethu isiyanqoba. I'm sure we're more than 130.
I'm certain that within our organization we are more than 130.
Yes, iyona inkinga esinayo senteni yethu.
That is the problem we have in our center.
Eyesibili
The second problem,
ile ngizwe ingithinta leyo removal of older persons to the safer place lapho bele bayonakekelwa khona.
uzawuba ke ile yokususwa komuntu osekhulile ayiswe ke endaweni ephephile yesikhashana lapho ezawuthola khona ukunakekelwa.
And uthola ukuthi abantwana bethu basihlukumeza.
You'd find that our kids, our children themselves are our abusers.
Our grandchildren are abusing us.
Abazukulwane bethu ibona abasihlukumezayo.
Uyazi ukuthi benza njani? Bafuna mhlambe angithi wenze that shelter onayo umuzi onawo bafuna ukuthi bakusele usakhona mina ngisakhona ukusukuma ngiyakhona ukufaka ihili ngihambele phezulu bangithathe forcefully so bangimikise lapho because bafuna ukuchashisa lana bathole leyo mali leyo.
You'd find that
which is unfair.
they want to take the shelter that you have built as an elderly person while you are still alive and capable, and they want to forcefully remove you so that they could take this structure or that home and sort of rent it out so that they could make money, which is quite unfair.
It's unfair ngempela. Siyacela nalapho ukuthi anisibonelele because angithi bayabona ukuthi asisenamandla ukuthi mhlambe singayapi so basenzisa izinto njengenkani mhlambe uthola ukuthi basibangisa nale mali le esinikezwa uhulumeni uzufe kwesinye isikhathi bakubangisa yona.
We would request your intervention on that because we cannot really do anything now. We are still here, and sometimes we find that they fight with you even for your pension that the government gives you. You might even end up dying for that money.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Ngiyabonga ma. Sorry ma. Hlala kancane. Bengifuna sidedele uma. Wena ma. Weduku elimnya. Uyakhohlela kakhulu.
Let's give her a chance. She has rather a nasty cough.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Sanibonani. Ninjani? Siyaphila igama lami ngideliwe Nkosi.
My name is Deliwe Nkosi.
Ngibuya lapha eNyu
I come from Emelo. New Emelo.
Sine center old age in Emelo.
We have a
Lasijimela khona.
center, a new old
Lasijimela
age
khona
center.
sinenkinga.
That's where we do our.
Hello ma. Ungajahi
Mama,
kakhulu ngoba
ungajahi, but-
lo munye ufuze asichazele ukuthi uthini kahle kahle.
Lapha eNyu sine center.
At New Emelo, we have a center.
Sinenkinga center yethu sinendlu lendlu ayinamafastera.
We have a problem in that we have a structure or a house. The house itself has no windows.
Ayinaminyango.
It has no doors.
Idinga nje ukuthi ilungiswe vele.
It needs to be fixed, actually.
Yebo. Bese ngiyandula lapho ngiya emakhaya ethu la
Then
sihlala.
I'd go past that and go to our homes where we actually reside.
Amakhaya ethu adilika ngalikhathi kunemvula enkulu.
Our homes were destroyed when there was a lot of rain.
Kumanje asavaliwe ngamaseyili.
Even now, we are still using sort of like tarps to cover our houses.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Next.
Sanibonani ngiyanibingelela.
Greetings, I greet you all.
Lo khulumayo elinamputhi
Speaking is Ainam Puti.
wasesikhulile oldies eChalcelius. Wasesikhulile eChalcelius.
Skulile.
Esali Chalcelius. Chalcelius.
Lesilungu lesi siyasidida uyabona usikhulume kahle sisizwe.
Indawo.
Apparently-
Chalcelius.
It's a name of an area. It's called Charles Celias, apparently.
Umama wesikhulile ngizo supporta umthetho lo mawukhulunywa ngiyawusupporta ngizwe umuhle for thina.
I'm from Skulile and I support the bill that is being discussed. I feel it is very good for elderly people.
Ngoba lapha la isente yethu la sihlala khona sihlala ngaphandle langeni.
Because in our center where we live, we would be outside in the sun.
Manje naliselishisa ilanga sokosa sihambe siye emakhaya.
When the sun gets hotter, it forces us to abandon the center and go to our homes.
Nasemvuleni kanjalo nayiza fune sibaleke siye emakhaya.
That also happens with the rain. If we see it coming, we have to run and go back to our homes.
Ngiyasupporta laba bathi sicela ukuthi basifounde ngoba asinalutho sinako.
I do support those who say we must be funded because we do not have anything ourselves.
Abogogo laba sebagula abasakhona ukuza ngoba abasezwani nelanga ilanga lizabashisa bahlale emakhaya basa attend.
The older grandmothers who are now sickly, they are no longer able to attend because they cannot sit in the sun for a longer period of time.
Sidosa kanzima ke siyesikhipe imadlana yethu ke sithengeke okudliwayo bese siyadla sicela kakhulu ukuthi bamane basilekelele ngokusifanda.
We are having it pretty tough because sometimes we have to contribute from our little monies to buy things to eat. So we would request greatly that we be funded.
Ngiyawubonga ke umthetho ngiyabonga.
I do thank the bill. Thank you very much.
Kubonga thina ma ungayohlala lapha.
We thank you. You can go sit.
Mangza kujamba manga usakhuluma ecaleni ngifuna wena la. Iya la kumbombo.
Dumelang batho ba baholo.
Greetings to the people.
Dumelang bohle ditatanyisa tsa rona tse leng teng ka hare ho tulo.
Greeting to everyone who is present in our place.
Re le Mpumalanga re hlomphehile haholo re le Gerts bande hore re fumane monyetla o kang ona.
We as Mpumalanga, we are grateful and respected for having been given this opportunity.
Ngicela ningashayi umuntu lokhulumayo indlebe ngoba nifuze nizwe ukuthi uyanirepresenta or aka.
Please, let's keep quiet and afford the person who is on the podium an opportunity to talk so that we can be in a position to hear that he is representing us as well.
Angithi nizwile ngithi sino ma hlala phansi. Nizwile
Mama,
ngithi
sit
la
down.
sine amantu benhlalonhle labafuze banizwe ukuthi nithini ezinye bakwazi usitshela ukuthi lento ihamba kanje ayihambi kanje.
As I've already indicated that within our midst we have people from social development. These people must be in a position to hear us, to hear the challenges that we are facing.
Taba ya ka ya pele ke rata hore ke phahamise social development haholo le batho ba re tshwereng ba yona hore se ba se etsang se seholo haholo doesn't go unrecognized.
Firstly, I would like to applaud the people of social development that this thing which they are doing is a very good thing and it will not go unnoticed.
Ba re thusa haholo.
They help us a lot.
dintho tse ngata ba re ruta tsona haholo.
They teach us a lot of things.
Se le se etsang kajeno ko re fela re kopane re nontshe se ba ntseng ba se etsa.
What we are doing today is to gather here and nurture what they've already started.
Niyasizwa isiSuthu lapho.
Are you in a position to follow South Sudan back
Ngikhuluma
there?
nesiZulu ngasikhuluma.
Can also proceed in isiZulu. There's no problem with
Cela
that.
usishaye ngesiZulu ngoba angiboni lo interpreter isiZulu.
Please, you may proceed in isiZulu because I do not see a language practitioner who is conversant in isiZulu language.
Ngithanda ukuthi mina ngimele ogogo nomkhulu
On behalf of older people,
sithanda appreciate osikwenzelayo i-social development.
we would like to appreciate what social development is doing for us.
Iminyaka endlulile engaba 15 or less angazi but ngithi lokho abakwenzile nina nikwenza today kusho ukuthi niyanethisela lokho sebase bakutshalile.
In what they've done in the past 15 years and what you are doing today,
Njengabo gogo abanikazi bale program kuthiwa i-social development yibo ke ama-custodian wethu.
as the grandmothers who are the owners of these programs,
Ngithanda ukuthi ngithi social development ungaphela amandla sicela amanye ama-department wala embusweni nawo abambe nabo iqhaza lokuthi bahambisane ne-social development ngezindlela ezithile ezizajabulisa thina abantu sibabadala.
Eleni izandla ke.
we would like to say social development keep on doing a good work to us.
Khona
And
khona lapho
together with other departments, we would like other departments to join you so that our work will be easier.
khona lapho ngizawucelela nabo abantwana bethu laba ama-officials nabo ama-social worker ukuthi kunenkathi lapho basebenze overtime khona bone ukuthi manje ngicela ukuthi naku-appraisal lapha ka-government
Awusongene ku-union manje.
We also request that is the social development and other officials be taken care
ngiyabakhulumela because bayasijabulisa bayasijabulisa
of. I
mama
speak on behalf of them because
Kukhulu
they are
abakwenzayo.
pleased. They are doing a good job for us.
ke noma kunjalo kuyafuneka ukuthi nathi singogogo nomkhulu kukhona ezinye izinto esibona ukuthi ngakuhle uma ugovernment angazibonelela kuphuma kuthi thina as older persons.
We as older people, you can see other things that officials are doing well, and then
Asikhulumi ngokugxeka asigxeki
we do not.
sithi nje sicela ukuthi ba-edishe lokho esikubona ngathi kungathatha izinga lulumukise phezulu.
We want the government to put my
Sicela
effort
sithi-
so that they perform their work.
Kufunding baba
In funding,
kuzezimali ama-center amaningi ayarejistwa okuya ngedinga layo ndawo leyo.
financially, many centers are being registered depending
Kepha
on
uma
what
ufika
how much
ukuthi
they need.
manje imali ingene laphaya kusuke manje kuthatha isikhathi iminyaka abanye baba 3 years babanye babatha 5 years baloku baregister banayo i-NPO number kepha bangafandwa.
You found that it take a long time for the centers to be funded.
So uma sisebenza nabo singabogogo sisebenza nama social worker uma babasizela njengamanje uma i social worker ithi gogo nhlapho kufuneka ukuthi nibe lapha ku hearing i-hearing intoni leyo izongiceda ngani kuze ukuthi sithole imali lapha ya center because thina singogogo we are not mostly interested ukuthi sikwenziwani sifuna ukuthi sibone izinto ezenzakala sifuna ukuthi sibe nekhaya sibe nendawo yethu
We as-
sifuna ukuthi sibone sifumaniswa imali yokuthi sithengele ukudla sifuna izinto ezenzakalayo lokho incwadi asikuzwisisi singogogo.
We as an older women or grandmothers, we want things to be done, the things that we can see, because we cannot rely much on what we see on the books and everywhere.
Sicela ne-transport ukuthi izindawo zethu ziyakhula amalokishi ayakhula indawo zathola ukuthi kunendawo ethile labo gogo bahlanganyela khona bayathanda bogogo ukufika lapho mara akuna transport ugovernment akasibonelele ukuthi i-transport sifumana kanjani ukufika kulawo la sizivocavoca
We also
njengabanye.
request government to provide us with transport because our areas are being developed. So you find that it is a challenge for us as an older people to go to those places easier without a transport.
Mama sizwile ukhuluma ngokuthi kukho lapha kuma center abantu abanakelela abogogo abanakelela nabomkhulu ngendlela ezithile sicela ukuthi abo bantu labo nabo baki bafundiswe ngempela kungabi indaba kuphela yayikhuluma la bafundiswe ukuthi baphekele abogogo nabomkhulu ukudla okujani nokuthi babaphathe kanjani nalaba abakhuluma nabo babakhulumise kanjani.
Mama, I heard you telling us about the people who are trained to take care of the older people. So we are pleading with you to ensure that those people will take care of us, will know how to cook our food, how to take care of us.
Bese ngithanda ukuthi ngiyogcina ngamaphuzunyana amabili engasiwo kakhulu but ke ngicela ukuthi ngiphakamise ngithi.
In conclusion, I would like to say just two things.
Ama dietitian wethu angapheleli njengoba umama athula athi usazofundiswa nangomithi nanganani angapheleli kuphela ekubhaleni bake bayenze ifollow up ukubona ukuthi na njengoba siyicenter sivunyele ukuthi abogogo nabomkhulu kuma community based centers bangayodla nangempela baya afforda lokho kudla na mhlambe kubhaliwe for the center bese because of the insufficient funds esifumanayo ku government bese singakwazi ukuthi sibaphe ukudla lokho okubhaliweyo.
Our dietitians must not only tell us about what is written on the books, they must ensure that everything is done accordingly and then we are being taken care of.
Yokugcina
Lastly,
engekho mnandi
which is not sound well.
ukususa kwabomkhulu nabogogo emakhaya sicela ukuthi bakhulumisane bese kuyazwana
The removal
bese
of older
bayabekwa
people from their homes,
bese bayabekwa kule ndawo lezo ezi-temporary lezo lapho bazogcina khona.
we request that they be removed from their homes to a temporary homes where they are going to be kept.
Uma ugogo sekashona lapho noma umkhulu sekashona kuleyo ndawo bese kwenzakalani ngicela ukuthi kube ne provision lapho ukuthi manje lona nakashonela le ukuthi ifamily couldn't imnakelele esekhona manje nakasehambele lapha kulela khaya elisekudeni leya bese kwenziwa njani amalungiselelo ugovernment uyangena yini noma mhlambe asazi ke la.
Amongst the provisions that you have told us about,
Ngiyabonga
I heard nothing about the ones which caters for an older people who had passed on. So I
Ngiyabonga
heard nothing
kakhulu.
about that.
Ngicela i-desk ingaqali ku-president kuphela i-desk ize ifike nasenzansi kumeya kube khona i-desk yegogo nomkhulu.
Thank you very much. And I will humbly request that there must also be a desk for older.
Hello ngwanyana boako ngwanyana bua leina la gago sentle ga ke a le utlwa.
Kina Mildred Nhlapo ki gogo asebetsana le bogogo Mildred Nhlapo ki chairperson ya forum ya bogogo mo Gertsibande ke be chairperson ya province, ke be secretary general ya forum ya rona ya.
Sesiningi kakhulu.
Thank you.
Mildred Nhlapho, the name that is.
Ke utlwile ka go bua ga gago gore o jack of all trades. Mo phapateleng matsogo ngwanyana o wa lonao. Yeah, o itshwere ka fo bogaleng. Ngena ke mawam.
Angibingelele kubaphathi bethu.
Greetings to our authorities.
Igama lami ngingiNomsa ngwakazwane.
Nomsa Zwane.
Ngiyayazi ukuthi isiSwati sithi thi asikwazi ukukhuluma sithi asiyeni lapha njengami nikhulumele labo thini bayise phezulu nya.
Okay.
Yeah, sikwazi ukuzwa.
Ngibuya kubuhle bentuthuko. Isenta yami igama layo lelo ubuhle bentuthuko.
I'm from Buhle Bentutuko, that's the center's name.
Kunye nje engikuzele phambili.
There's only one thing that I've come for in front.
Ngiyahambisana nomthetho esinikezwe wona masifika.
I support the bill that you have given to us.
Nginesicelo ku center yami.
I have a request for my center.
Asinayo indawo.
We don't have land.
Sizocela ukuthi sibe nendawo yokwakha isenta yethu.
We are requesting for land to build our center.
Lapha la sihleli khona sihleli buhlungu.
Where we are, it's not a taste.
Akuphephile bayagcekeza lapha abantwana ngoba sesiphila kulesikhathi.
It's not safe. There are breaking ins that happen there.
Lapha la sihleli khona noma nini noma ngafika sigebengu singafela lapha.
Even if a burglar can come there, can kill us and finish us there.
Siseholweni nje lengasekho esimeni sabogogo.
We are in a hall that is not conducive for older people to
Ngicela ukuthi usitshele kahle ukuthi usemakhaya or uselokishini.
La Emelo kunendawo kuthiwa kusethuthukani.
It's here in Emelo in a place called Tutukani.
Mawuya lapha nje uya ngoba unalesifiso sokuyojima, unalesifiso sokuyohlangana nabogogo, kodwa siphile endaweni lebuhlungu lapha.
You only go there because you have passion to go and have exercises and meet other older persons.
Ngako besicela ukuthi labasiphethe emagunyeni basinike umhlaba lesingakha isenta yethu khona.
We request that our authorities give us land to build a center.
Bese bayasilekelela ukuthi sakhe.
And they help us with funding to build.
Lokunye lenginesicelo nawo.
Another request.
Ikhonseni yami ke leyo.
That's my own concern.
Njengemuntu lomdzala.
As an elder person.
Phela thina abantu abadzala nasesibadzala sesifana nebantwana.
When we are old, we are like children.
Besicela ukuthi kuyenteka manje kusebusika la Emily yabantu ufise kuye center kodwa uthole ukuthi uhlala kude ne center usakhona ukufika. Bengicela ukuthi nangabe kuyenzeka i-transport sibe nayo.
Emelo is a very, very cold place. Sometimes you do want to go to the center and it's very cold. We are requesting if it is possible, that you give us transport to go to the centers.
Lokunye lengine concern nako.
Another a problem.
Kunalabantwana labasihambelako lamakhaya.
There are these young people who visit us at our homes.
Labanye bafika kubogogo bagula kakhulu.
Some come to those homes and the elder people are very sick.
Uthole ukuthi kufuneka babanese ngalendlela.
They have to be nursed in a certain way.
Besicela ukuthi labasemagunyeni nabangababonelela financially.
Our authorities, will you please give them funding as well? I should think she's talking about home-based care workers.
Yeah, home-based care, yeah. labantu bahamba langa lishisa khona bake bandlula la ngihlala khona lishisi langa lithi bengaze ngathi elabantwana bayatinikela Nkosi yami.
They give themselves out to help, even if the sun is scorching, they are there working.
Kule center lengiyo bayanakekela.
In the center where I am, they take care.
Uthole ukuthi bahamba imigaba lemithe baya la kubogogo bengifisa nje kubakhule kubacelela ukuthi banakekeleke financially.
They go to these older people in a very, very long distances, and they still go there. I am pleading for them that you support them financially.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Lo mela phambi kwenu nguleya wakamavuso.
I'm Leah Mavuso.
Ophuma endaweni ye Ward 18.
I'm from Ward 18.
Enyibe.
The place called Nyibe.
Center old
Ikhuluma ngesintu lo usiyazi. Uyibiza kanjani wena?
Ukuthi amazinyo bantu abami anginawo. Old center.
I have a problem with my teeth. I don't have many.
Old.
Ngiyabona ukuthi intombi enhle kakhulu.
Old center.
Old age center.
Old center
Sicela nisincede bantu abami.
We request that you assist us.
Center sivula kulonyaka ngoJanuary.
We opened this center this year in January.
Njengoba bechazile omunye ukuthi ile center asinalo netoilet khona.
As one previous speaker had already explained, that this is the center where we don't even have we don't even have ablution blocks in that center. We are requesting for funding. We also do not have funding for food.
Ngibonga lo mntwana osicabangele sise Ward 18 uwini wakazwana.
I'm thankful to the lady who thought of us from Ward 18. Her name is Winnie Zwane.
Nale ncwadi leyo okubhalwe lapha ngiyakusekela.
I also support everything that's written in this bill.
Okunye ugesi asiwazi ugesi.
The other thing is that we do not know electricity.
Indlela noma sigula ambulance ayikhona ukungena.
Even when we are sick, the ambulance is not able to access our area.
Nokuthi ngoba ngibubi kangaka lokuthakathi igama sengike ngalithola.
As I also I'm not as pretty, I have been accused a number of times of witchcraft.
Ngicela ngabe ngiyakhona ukuchaza ngabe ngiyachaza manje ngicela i-social work ngoba abantu bazawuphuza ngami itiye.
I would actually prefer to explain it to a social worker because
i-social iyangapha wena iyalapha bazakunakekela abononhlalonhle hamba lapha omunye wabo uza kuthathela lapha emuvanyana. Oza chomi oza.
Ngibingelela nonke sanibonani.
I greet you all. Greetings.
Ngikhuluma ubingelela kodwa
ngamagreta etinzimande.
Speaking to you is Greta
Ubuya
Betinzimande.
lapha eAmsterdam eMpumalanga.
I'm from Amsterdam in Mpumalanga.
La ngikhona khona indawo yethu yabogogo kuseThemba. iThemba.
We have a place for elderly people called Itemba.
Lapha eThemba Nkosi yami nami ngithi angimele eqela. Ngoba lapha kubogogo nathi ngilapha siphila khona.
At this center,
Siceda inkinga ezibhlungu khona.
I have come here.
Nasihlangene sibogogo sicoca.
I have come here to ask from you because at the Timber Center, that's where we sort of relieve ourselves. That's where we can talk about our problems when we come together and have our conversations.
Yebo manje inkinga yami lengicelako ngiyabonga konke lokuleni sitshele kubhaliwe ephepheni siyabonga ngihambisana nawo.
We are thankful for what is written on the paper and we support all of it.
Engikucelako nami kule center yethu lapha eAmsterdam.
What I therefore request for our center in Amsterdam is
Bengicela nami ukuthi basemthethweni bamane basize nathi.
we would request that the authorities also assist us,
Basiphakamise.
lift us up.
Ngobe sisathatha imali yethu yekudla. Lesithola yekudla sakha i2 room likishi nendawo yokuhlala.
Because we took our own little money that we get for food and we built a 2-roomed house which has a kitchen and a sitting area.
Saxolela ukuthi simane sakhe le ndawo yethu sikwazi ukuhlala sicithe lezinto ezisiphethe enhlizweni sibogogo.
We chose to actually use our own money and build this place so that we can sit in it and then discuss the ailments that we have as elderly women.
Manje nami bengicela Nkosi yami ukuthi mane sikhase uNkulunkulu nathi amana sikhase.
I was also requesting that the government fund us.
Asikhase ukuthi basakhele sibe nendlu eqaqayo.
They can even fund us by building a place for us so that we could have shelter
Lapha eAmsterdam.
at Amsterdam.
Sengena kulenye inkulumo manje ngiyacela futhi bantu abami sinenkinga lapha eAmsterdam.
I'm getting to another part now. We have a problem in Amsterdam.
Masiyohola lapha eposini.
When
Asingeni thina siyalayina.
when we have to go collect our pensions at the post office, we don't just go straight in. You have to queue.
Ibambe lapho. Ugogo ubani lo yazi ukuthi ugogo uphuma kwephi ward uyayazi ward yakho ugogo eAmsterdam.
Which ward do you come from in Amsterdam? Uyayazi iward osuka kuyona?
Ntombi na phakama ntombi usitshele.
It's Ward 5.
Thank you ma.
Sinenkinga lapha eAmsterdam sicela mane nisihawukele nathi nisilungisele.
We have a problem.
Siyohola ipentsheli siyasokola.
When we go collect our pension monies, we have problems. We spend a lot of time there. The money would be finished. We have to wait and it'll come around at 5. And then we have to go back home because I'm also requesting because we have a big problem at the clinic in Amsterdam. Please help us. If you go to the clinic, you have to bring your own lunchbox because you'll spend the whole day there. When the entire day is gone, you try to collect your medication, they tell you there's no medication. They also do not give us preference as elderly people. As you can see, I'm using a walking stick to walk. They do not give me preference. I still have to queue. Please help us. We are thankful for your presence. Please feel for your own people, uplift us because we are your people. If you are the ones who do not help us, where else are we going to look for help?
sinikeni lithando bantu abami ngiyabonga.
Give us love. Thank you.
Uzolithola gogo ithando,
You
uzolithola
will get it.
likhona la.
Thank you.
Yeah, ononhlalonhle bethu bakhona la, imember zethu zeparlament zikhona la. Ziyaniswa kuthini thini. Ukhona lo uyazi unonhlalonhle lo.
Halala bogogo nabomkhulu.
Gogo, imaqala bamba le horse yakho.
Bakancane,
imaqala.
gogo.
Ukhona lo yazi.
Onibingelelayo ugogo wakahadebe.
Amen. Wena ujahele lento yakho lephe. Ngisa address. Ukhona unonhlalonhle lo yazi i Amsterdam la ugogo aphuma khona ngale. Okay, thank you. Manje ngiyakunika iplatform yimi ngiphatha izintambo awutsho ke.
Ungaqhubeka ke baba.
Ngibingelela bonke ogogo nabomkhulu kunye nabaphathi bonke abakhethekile nomasipala bethu.
I greet.
Halala bogogo nabomkhulu halala. Okhulumayo ugogo wakahadebe. Ntombi Radebe lapha esakhisizwe.
Speaking is
Embalenhle.
Ntombi Radebe at Sakisizwe Embalenhle.
Siyakhala kakhulu nathi omasipala bethu ukuthi basizwele
We
basilekelele.
are also requesting greatly that our municipalities help us.
La sijima khona sijimela emkhukhwini.
Where we exercise, it is actually a shack.
Siyacela ukuthi basisize kunye nanemali nanokudla kukho.
We are requesting that they assist us, especially with money, and also we do not have food.
Nedingo zonke nje ezenzeka kaye emasenta.
We also do not have all the centers that the needs or the services that are in other centers.
So registile nicho nithi le yethu le irregistile so that sikwazi ulandelela kahle ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani irregistile anikavakashelwi ngunonhlalonhle and so forth ukuthi sikwazi ubhala la sikwazi uyenza na silandelele ukuthi lento benisho la bake banivakashela na.
We would request that if you have registered, you also state that so that we can follow up as to why have you not been visited by social workers, or if they have, and we can take it from there.
Okunye ke sicelayo kakhulu.
Another thing that we are requesting is
lapha esenta sicela ukuthi ngoba sisemkhukhwini lapho la sihleli khona omasipala basilekelele basakhele.
We are requesting that the municipality assist us by building a structure for us because we are currently using a shack.
Thina sisesakhisizwe khona lapha eMbalenhle.
We are at Sakisizwe at Embalenhle.
Engizokhulumela kakhulu futhi naku abantwana abazukulu bethu kakhulu bayasihlukumeza.
Another thing that I want to touch on is the fact that our grandchildren abuse us quite a lot.
Mina kakhulu nje ngihlala nabantwana abazintandane.
I personally live with orphaned children.
Abantwana laba azintandane sebeneminyaka ku 26, 23.
Some of those children are now 27, 26 as well as 23.
Ikakhulu labantwana abazintandane niyabaza abantwana abazintandane banjani.
You would know how orphaned children can become.
Yenzeka noma uthi awusenamali. Uthola ukuthi bayakhuluma ukuthi thina kwenzeka ngoba singanabo abazali.
It would happen that when you were to say to them, I no longer have money, and then what they would say is that is happening just because we no longer have our own parents.
Labantwana ke sibacelela kakhulu ukuthi ongcono bathola umsebenzi. Ngoba bahlele emahlombe kithi.
We are requesting that these children be given some sort of employment because as it stands now, they are a burden to us.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Sanibonani nonke la ekhaya.
Greetings to all of you.
Kakhulu ke ngibingelele nabagcina izihlalo zethu ngaphambi ephakathi phezu kwetafula.
Greetings to the chair and the members of the committee.
Mina igama lami nguNtomzodwa
Hello,
wakaKhamu.
hello, nina lapho, nina noyithu, niyangibona musangithi. Ningasakhulumeli phezulu, angifuni unikhomba. Ningabantu abadala ngiyanisaba.
Ngicela uqale ngegama futhi ma.
Igama lami nguNtomzodwa wakaKhamu.
I am
Lokham C-O-M-E.
I am Ntomzodwa Kham. C-O-M-E. Yes.
Okokuqala nje
Firstly,
ngizobonga kubaphathi bethu ebasizele kule ndawo esikuyo.
I want to thank the authorities for visiting our area.
Ebaqhamuka nohlelo of iplani lokuthi bashintshe impilo zethu thina ebudaleni bethu.
Also to come with the strategies and plans to change our lives in the days of our old age.
Singakubonga kakhulu lokho
We appreciate that very much.
ngoba isikhathi esiningi asikwazi ukuzenzela.
And most of the time we are unable to do things for ourselves.
Manje sibonga ukuthi babe khona ngaphambi kwethu basilethele lo hlelo ebangashintsha ngale impilo zethu.
We are so thankful that you have visited us and you have plans to change our lives.
Nalo mthetho ebasilethele wona ola ngaphakathi kwalamaphepha.
Even the bill that is written here.
Manje engizawucela ukuthi ke ngokubeke
I just want to share the following with you.
thina sibuya ekhaya lethu center eMbalenhle.
We are from Kayaletu Center in Mbalenhle,
Extension 15.
extension 15.
Manje njengoba sibuya kule khaya lethu center thina ngobuthina sesineminyaka silapha.
We've been there for many years on our own.
Okokuqala nje asinamanzi, asina toilet, sibantu nje bakaNkulunkulu.
We don't have water, we don't have ablution facilities, we just get by.
And masingena kule indawo zakamasipala lezi eziphethe lapha ngoba le ndawo esikuyo kwakuyisampuli nje benza isampuli yama RDP.
The place which occupy this center, it was just a sample where they were building RDP structures.
Uyazwakala mara ngifuna ukuthi uyisho lento bengiyisho sirejistile sirejistanga angizwanga lokho sobe bangishaya indlebe yamanje.
Logo awukuzwanga kodwa ke ngizobekisa ukuthi asikaka register ngoba abasilungiseli indawo kodwa isitifiketi sona se-NPO sesinaso.
We have the NPO certificate, but because the place has not been prepared adequately, we are not registered.
Indawo into besikade siyicela kumasipali sicela ukuthi umasipali angaloku badlala ngathi masiya lapha kamasipali siyowenza ama application.
We'll appreciate that the municipality officials don't send us from pillar to post when we go to register.
Nasifika lapha kamasipali siyocela iapplication bavele bathatha iphepha bathi cofu lapha emshinini bafake nje abo stand number babhale igama lami babhale ini ma phone number. Leyo nto leyo mosakakabi kungiregister lo ukuthi ngibukeke under masipali ngitholakala ukuthi nginendawo nami.
When we go to municipality, all they do on their computers, they just take down our details, stand numbers, but it doesn't give us the guarantee that we are registered.
Kuluma nekhansele yeward, ikhansele yeward yakho ukuthi khansele yeward ubani sikwazi ubhala la mangasi
Ikhansela yami yeward uMario C Masinga. Ngizombeka ubala ngoba dala ngumgijimisa
Tot nabaphathi base office nama housing.
Our councillor is Marius Masinga. I'm going to expose him because I've been talking to him for a very long time.
Nalaba baphethe housing. Usabethe yena noma ngamazi sibongo sakhe ukuthi wakabani. Kodwa uyeke sithi nasingena lapha eofficeini kuthiwe siyobhekana naye.
And another official dealing with housing, Sabet, even if I don't know his name, or he is Sabet Nkosi, I have always talked to him with no help coming by.
Nabasuka lapho basinikeza inye inamba ukuthi hambani nohlomo omkhukhu lapho nasithi siyafika lapho abantu basikaphe ngamahamura basichachela umkhukhu wethu badabula amazenke ethu.
Then they allocate numbers to us to go and set up shacks at a particular place, but when we get there then people start fighting us.
Usakele niyambona lapha batsheli indawo le iphuma kahle kuyo kahle ononhlalonhle so that sikwazi ubona ukuthi singahamba hambisana kanjani.
Ngisacela ungidlulisa iphuzo eliwa.
Okay, just 1 point.
Ulibeke iphuzo lakho ngoba sengibike isikhathi ngoba sengishilo ngithi nina bengithembe kakhulu omama manje thethe kancane ningasazwakala.
Elinye iphuzo engizolibeka. Ngizolibeka ngilibhekise kuma social worker lawa asidlalisa umdlalo wabogogo.
I also want to address the issue about social workers.
Basidlalisa umdlalo lo wabogogo lo siudlalayo.
Or with the activities that they do for the grannies or with the grannies.
Ukufihla ngeke kusisize nganext ngoba lento izawuloku ichubeka kanti thina isiphatha kabi isibhidlizela nama center.
We can't hide this. We just need to say it like it is, because if this continues, we're going to lose the centers.
Kulamalanga besidlala eSekunda lapha stadium eLillian Ngoyi.
We were playing at Sekunda Lillian Ngoyi.
Ekhaya lethu kwaphuma bogogo abayi3 abawinile.
And 3 grannies won.
Kodwa kuthena sokuphunywa kuziwa la eMelo azange khethwe nogogo oyi1 bahambile abanye abogogo bazodlala la eMelo mara thina bekhaya lethu azange kubizwe nogogo oyi1 leyo nto leyo isibhidlizela ama center isiphatha kabi.
When we came to play in Emelo, not even a single granny was appointed or was chosen to come and play, and we don't feel good about that. Siyabonga. Ngicela ma.
Hayi nika usimoya wabogogo. Mayikhethele lo mthandayo khona lapho umtshela indaba zakho so that azukusola. Next khuluma.
Ngiyanibingelela.
Greetings.
Igama lami ngumdlozi ngwakasengwayo.
I am Josie Sengwayo.
Ngibuya lapha Elohia ku Chief Albert Luthuli.
I'm from Lohia under Chief Albert Luthuli municipality.
Ku Ward 16.
Ward 16.
Inkinga yethu lapha Elohia okoqala nje ngiyazuseka umthetho othwabekwa lapha.
I firstly support the bill, but our main problem at Lohia.
Umthetho ukuthi abogogo bahlukunyezwa umuntu ohlukumezwe bogogo makaboshwe makanganikwa bail siyahlukumezeka kakhulu sibogogo iSouth Africa yonke.
Grannies and elderly people are being harassed even in our area, and we would like that the law should take its course on people who harass grannies in the whole of South Africa.
Sibogogo siyahlukunyezwa siyarejwa.
We are being harassed, raped, and killed.
Ibuhlungu into enzeka ukuthi kubogogo ngoba labazukulu okokuqala sifela izindlu amatayitela singabogogo.
It's very sad what is happening to us grannies done by our grandchildren, because the first problem is the issue of title deeds. So we have become victims because of title deeds.
Sifele RDP.
We die also, or we suffer because of RDP houses.
Abazukulu nabantwana bethu baye bathi uma sihleli lapha kadiphu bona ukuthi awufi bese yabulawa noma uthengelwe izigebengu.
Our grandchildren and our children, if they see that you live a bit longer, then they will make sure that you die so that they can occupy this. They can even hire assassins to kill you.
Namhlanje sokubhlungu ngoba sebaqhamuka nemithetho yokuthi sifela amapolisi bajaha izimali.
Now, if we even die because of policies,
Sibafuna imali
and then
insurance.
they want insurance monies.
Siyacela ugovernment akaqinisa umthetho kufa kwabogogo nabantwana nabantu besifazana.
We ask the government to tighten the law to avoid the killing of women and grannies.
Ngoba umuntu uyambulala ugogo oqala ungogo uhlala wedwa lapha endlini.
You stay alone as a granny in that house and then somebody kills you.
Uma afika wakubulala wathi ngiyamfanisa ngoba usaboni kahle athi amaphoyisa nori ekhotho bathi abukho ubufakazi ingako sifa kanje.
For some reason, for being an elderly person, I may not necessarily identify the assassin or the attacker well, and the court will just kick the case out. They say there's no evidence.
Uma ngabe ugovernment aloku abanika ibail sizafa siphele singabogogo eSouth Africa.
When government continues to give these people bail, then we all grannies are going to die.
Thina singabogogo eSouth Africa asifiki size sifike 100 kodwa abogogo babanye bamazwe abelungu fika noma na 100 usafresh ngoba udla kahle imali yakho idla kahle thina sidli kahle imali yethu eSouth Africa ngabazukulu nobugebengu.
Most grannies in South Africa don't live up to 100 years. Only grannies in other countries who can live up to 100 years and they can still walk about. It's because they enjoy their money, their pension. The same is not happening with grannies here in South Africa.
Uma ngikuthi ngesikhathi sepenshela bakubona uphethe amagrosa bangene ebusuku bazothatha igrosa naleyo yogurt othi uzavuka uyidle kuseni uphuza amaphilisi basikhiphela ama yogurt asisakhona ukudla ama yogurt ngobugebengu.
On the day of receiving my grant, they'll see me carrying around bags from shopping. Then they will come at night and take everything, even the little yogurt that I had spared for the following morning to take tablets.
Sibonga kakhulu ukuthi kuze base parliament.
We are thankful that parliament is here.
Ngoba siye sisho sithi kube siyakhona ngasiyandiza sozikhulumela qobo lethu eparliament siyasokola sibogogo.
We sometimes wish we could fly down to parliament and speak on ourselves for ourselves as we are struggling as grannies.
Lapha ku hot 16 imigwaco ayikho njoba lini izulu nje manje itaxi imela le awukhoni nokuthi baphusha ngengolovane awukhoni ukufika siyacela ke kulungiselwe imigaqo endaweni zethu sasemakhaya.
Ward 16 we don't even have proper roads. When it is raining like now you find that you have to be pushed on a wheelbarrow in order to be taken to a taxi. We plead that you can solve those for us, please.
Lapha kithi Elohia iCenter A1 iyarentwa. Sakwarentwa indlu yomuntu eJardini asinayo iCenter.
We don't have a center actually at Lohe. We are renting a place. We don't have one for our own.
And iCenter E1 ingaphesheya komfula thina singapha sikhona kwela umfula asinamabloho abantwana nabaya esikolweni lapha izululina abakhona ukwela lapha endaweni bahlala ezindlini ngoba umfula mkhulu abakhona ukwela.
Actually the center is across the river. There's not even bridges. It's even a problem for children when they go to school. Even us as grannies, we can't sometimes cross because the river is very wide and we can't cross it to go to the center.
Awuyibambe khona lapho ngicela ungiyele lapha kutafule leya usibhalisele khona ngoba izinto zama bridge o social worker sozobazenza yalapha kule tafule le
Cela uyela kule tafula.
Ubatshele ukuthi ubanike nenumber yakho.
Okay
yakho awukaqedi.
Cha ngiyabonga kakhulu njengoba sebakhona base parliament.
Thank you so much to Parliament. Thank you.
Ngiyanibona abanye soloko nichovana nezihlalo zami ngoba isikhathi lesi bengithi phakamisane aniphakamisanga basekhona labafuna
Are
ukuqhawula
there some
kancane
people who also would like to speak?
izababa izanawe senina ngizoninika 2 minutes ngoba
I'm now going to give you 2 minutes each.
uye epointini ungasasibingeleli ngoba sebasibingelele kakhulu la
Just stick to your point. You don't even need to greet us. We've had enough of it.
nathi sesinibingelele manje ningasibingeleli izantombi izantombeza izama ngisho wena uyintombi kimi
right for me.
ningahoki efront nginganibekanga manhlalani
Please don't just come. We will have to point you out.
shushu nathunakala nibaningi kanje hayi imizuzu 82 kuphela
2 minutes.
ngoba sibambe lesikhathi sokuthi asifuni nibambelezela kakhulu
We
la
don't want you to spend a lot of time here,
but sifuna uzwa ukuthi nithi
but we also would like to hear your views.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much.
Uthi mama ngasakhulumi kakhulu. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Lokhulumayo uLekhina Mlangeni.
I am Lektina Mlangeni,
Ngibuye old age. Driefontein.
old age, Tweefontein,
Driefontein.
Driefontein.
Yebo mari babiza umkhondo mari isenta yethu Driefontein.
Okay, it's called Mkondo, but the center is Driefontein.
Nami ngiyakusekela umbono obokhuluma manje.
I support this bill.
Indaba yokuqala ama-center. Thina bogogo siyasokola ema-center.
We grannies are struggling in those centers.
Siyasokola ema-center. Khona manje kuzihlobo ema-center. Indlu incane. Sifuneka sigqwale la endlini sonke sibogogo.
We don't have enough space in those centers.
Asikwazi
Now,
ukuphumela phandle siyothola ilanga siyothola umthunzi.
we can't go out for sunshine or shadow.
Masifuna ukuya ema-center sihlale kudeni sihambe intabeni ematsheni asikhoni sibogogo ka-attend center.
We stay far from the centers and
Bese
we
nga-
don't have roads where we can travel well.
Bese ngathi sibogogo ama-center asiwa-attendi siyawathanda uku-attenda.
We would like to attend to go to centers, but sometimes we are unable to.
And siyabonga ukuthi uhulumeni singabantu abamnyama besicindelezekile okwamanje sinama-center la sihlangana khona sibogogo.
We thank government for what government has done. Remember, we come from the previous regime where we were suppressed, but now government has made sure we even have centers as old people.
Siyabonga kubaphathi bethu ukuthi namhla beze la sibogogo basibize ukuthi sizokwazi ukukhuluma into ezisiphethe kabi ema-center.
Thank you to our authorities for visiting us and allowing us time to air our views to you.
Ema-center sihambe sidonisha la ema-shop kwamanje ukudla kukho sicela imali ema-center. Imali ema-center thina sithola ukudla
The
siyadla.
centers are not funded. We even lack food. We go about asking for food.
ngithe manga ukhuluma nge-center yakho uthi iregisterile or
Iregistiwe center yethu.
ninganifundisi nikwazi ukuthi kuzikhulumela nithi center
Iregistiwe.
iregisterile sisola lokhu naloku asikutholi ungakhuluma ngomzuzu oyi-1 lento ngikhulumayo
Our center is registered. Thank you.
Iregistiwe center yethu.
It is registered.
Nedwa ukuthi nje sicela ukuthi sidle e-center ngoba e-center ithi ifika imali kube sengasenaniksi sesihambe siyadonesha ukuthi sidle.
We would like to be helped with food because even when funding does get sent to the centers, but you find that the money is just finished and we are struggling.
Siyabonga abasiphethe ukuthi beze namhlanje sikwazi ukukhuluma sibogogo into esikhala ngayo.
Thank you to the
so much.
authorities for coming and talk to us. Thank you,
ma'am.
Siyabonga.
ya ngizosikhethela ngena baba Ngoba nina abanye ningenelelile nginibonile.
Sanbonani.
Greetings.
Lokhulumayo ko uba Mahlasela.
Mr. Mahlasela
Ubuya lapha Dipalising.
from Idipalising.
Esebizwa ukuthi Zama i-registered isemthethweni.
Zama Center, which is registered and is lawfully registered.
Ilapha Dipalising.
In Dipalising.
Kodwa ilokhu esikulo ileli esisebenza ngalo Mpumalanga.
The location is in Mpumalanga.
Lapha Dipalising.
In Dipalising.
Engizokhuluma ngayo ukuthi
just this I would like to touch
ngiyabonga
on.
kakhulu ukuthi laba as parliament
I'm grateful about Parliament
basivakatshele.
for visiting us today.
Into ngithanda ukuthi ngiyamkhola umama bekakhuluma lapha.
I follow what the
Athi
lady
mosi
spoke.
laba babona labo bomama bodwa.
Oh, when Chair said mostly it's women who are here.
Sikhona singabo baba.
Fathers are also here, men are also
Into
here.
ngithanda ukukhuluma ngayo.
What I would like to point out,
Siyayisupporta kakhulu le bill.
we support this bill very
Kodwa
much.
ngifuna kuba nama input engifuna kwayenza.
I would like to make some inputs on the bill,
Uzongilalelise kakuhle.
and please listen carefully.
Njengosungabo baba.
As we are men and
Siyasaba
fathers,
lapha emaklinik.
we are afraid of going to
Ngoba lapha
clinics
emaklinik kugcwele genge encane.
because there's these youngsters at clinics,
Mula lapha
and they would say, Mkulu address.
ngajabula kube khona nomuntu we-60 years.
We will be happy to have a 60 and above year
Baba
old.
baba be-60 years.
And you find that there are men who are
Uzokwazi
60
ukusebenza
years
nawo.
who can assist
Ngoba
men.
iyasihlukumeza lento asithola ukuthi umfana omncane.
We feel aggrieved when a young person and say, I must undress in front of them. That's what we do not want.
Engithanda ukusho okunye kulandelayo.
The second point,
Ngibona lapha from 2010
from the year 2010
to 2023.
to 2023,
Ngicela ukuthi parliament ke niphakamise inyawo.
please Parliament do something.
Phakamisani inyawo ngoba ngiyabona 2010 to 2023 akukho okukhonakala ukubangwa kangako.
From 2010 to 2023, there's nothing that you can point at.
Okungikhulumisa lokho
I say this mainly
ngoba ngibona nomasipala wethu
because even our municipality
usiphile indawo lapho
gave us some area,
kodwa ayinamafasitela.
but it has no windows.
Indawo nje evandalaziwe.
The place is being vandalized.
Silapha ke eNtorwane.
In Tolwane,
I-registered in Torwane.
which is registered.
Yisiphatha kabi lo nto kakhulu.
We feel bad about that.
Okulandelayo
Another point,
kule bill lapha ethi 3.51
Article 3.51.
ngicela ke niyibhekisise kakuhle.
Please look at that carefully.
Imnandanga kangako.
It doesn't sound nice to
Ngifuna
us.
ukuthi mhlambe ke nihlaziye kakuhle.
Maybe you might need to review it.
3.51
3.51.
ayiqaqi kahle.
It's not very clear.
Uyakhuluma nje. Nenye ke page 5
On page 5 as well,
3.10
3.10.
ithi kuzosizwa angizwisisi kahle ukuthi kusizwa kanjani.
What assistance is being
Ngicela
referred
ukuthi
to?
niyiqaqise kakuhle.
Please clarify that.
Page 5
Page 5,
3.10
3.10.
kuzosizwa ngazi kuzosizwa kanjani.
What assistance are you referring to? I'm not clear
Masipala wethu akasizi ngalokho.
because our municipality is not helping us at all.
Mangibonge kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Ngiyanibingelela. Mina ngingu Elsie Musia, we Glory of the Last Day.
Greetings. My name is El Simosia from the Glory of the Last Days.
I Glory of the Last Day yasungulwa ngo 2018.
The Glory of the Last Days was established in 2018.
Nanamuhla sisadlala egroundini sijimela khona sidlala ibhola khona sibamba umhlangano khona.
Up until today, we are still using a football ground to hold our meetings, exercise, and that's where we meet.
manje ngingajabula ukuthi nami iGlory ithole indawo siphinde sibonelelwe.
I would also be very happy if our organization could be given a piece of land or even a structure, and we'd be very happy about that.
Ngibonga kakhulu ukuthi abakhulu beze namhlanje sizozibika kibo sikwazi ukuphumelela.
I'm very thankful that the authorities have come to us today so that we can actually state our problems and we would get assistance from them.
Nengikuzwile bakufunda ngibonge kakhulu kungijabulisa.
And also to what I heard when it was being read, I was very thankful for some of those things.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Sanibonani ngiyanibingelela.
Greetings.
Oh, sabingelwa la kudala man. Ngena kundaba zakho Ntombi. Ngena kundaba.
Igama lami ngufikile wakavilakazi ngibuya endaweni yase Leslie ezamelana abadala.
My name is Fikile Vilagazi. I'm from
Zamelani abadala age group.
Zamelani Abadala Age Group Home.
We are registered.
Sibhalisiwe.
Mina ezamelana abadala ngisebenza as a caregiver.
At Zamela Abantu Abadala, I work as a caregiver.
Into esibonayo uma sihambela abantu abadala la emakhaya ibhlungu kakhulu kwesikhathi kwathina iyasilimaza.
The things we see when we visit the elderly people at their homes is very painful, and it makes us very worried.
Kangangokuthi siyabona ukuthi kahle le ndawo yethu siyayidinga ihome for abantu abadala.
To an extent that we can see that in our area we do need an old age center.
Izinto labantu abadala ababhekana nazo emakhaya zibhlungu ngoba uyowuthi ufika kugogo.
The things the elderly people face in their homes are very painful, because sometimes when you get to a granny or an elderly person,
uthola ukuthi ugogo usele yedwa endlini mawuthi uyabuza ukuthi ndeni abantu bapha endlini athi angibazi bahambile solo kubahambe ekseni or omunye solo kuhambe izolo.
You find that an elderly person or a granny is sitting alone in a house, and when you ask them as to where are the other family members, you find that she does not know. She'd say they would have left in the morning, or others would have left the previous night.
Ngaloso sikhathi ugogo akadlile akaphuzanga amaphilisi kuyinkinga nje yodwa.
At that moment you'd find that the elderly person has not even had anything to eat or taken their medication.
Kwesisikhathi khona ugogo umeseke saba naye bokakhiyelwa ugogo uthi nawufika uyafika ugogo umthole hlole ngefastera ukhona ukungena ufinyelele kuye ugogo ukhiyelwe endlini.
In other places I have found that an elderly lady was locked up in a house. You can't get to them, you have to speak to them or see them through a window.
Yes, siyayidinga kakhulu ihome ukuze at least abogogo bakhona ukuthi bathathwe bobeka endaweni ephephile.
We really need an old age home so that the elderly people could be taken and be put up in a safer place.
And bengicela ukuthi kwalawo ma home lawo uma yakhiwa kucheckwe kuye ukuthi ngabe baphatheka kahle na abogogo kuleyo ndawo.
I would also request that if those homes are built and operating, they should also be checked or regulated in as far as how are the elderly people treated in such homes.
Ngoba angazi noma i-registered party, I'm sorry khuluma ngento ekuyabanye abantu kuye kwaba khona inkinga ukuthi kune home esinayo but kunesikhalo abantu abadala bayahlukumezeka lapho nezimali zabo azaziyo ukuthi enza njani bagcine bahlale bangadlanga lapho kuleyo ndawo le.
I'm not sure whether this particular old age home is registered. I'm also sorry to speak about other people's problems, but there was a center where it was found that the elderly people who live there are being abused, and also there was no clarity as to what happens in terms of their pension monies.
Okunye ke engakucela ukuthi ngathi abantu abadala bangabonelelwa ngeclinic ezoba specifically for bona.
Another thing that I would ask for is that if it's possible, it would be a good thing if elderly people would have a clinic that is specifically built for them.
Isizathu esenza ngisho lokhu ukuthi abantu abadala bavuka ekseni ngabo 5 ngabo 6 bayolayina eclinic bazoncedakala ngabo 11 babuye ekhaya ngabo 4.
The reason I'm saying this is that elderly people would leave their homes around 5 or 6 and go queue at a clinic and only maybe get assistance around 11 and then they only be able to return back home around 4 in the afternoon.
Lapho ke abadlanga ufuneke baphathe ikhaftini zabo kwale mali encane banayo ekhwameni ufuneke baloku baphuma boyothenga ama-apula kukhuphuka oshukela nama high blood kuleyo ndawo.
You'd find that at that instance they even had nothing to eat. They have to bring their own lunch boxes. Even the little money that they have, they now have to spend it in buying things like fruits and such things because their high blood pressure or diabetes would start acting up.
And then a treatment bayithola ema-clinic wethu kulaba nurses wethu asisemasha ayikho mnandi kahle ngoba uthola abakhuluma nabantu abadala nje ngendlela kwawena uthi uhlele lapho uze ukuthi uyalimala ngaphakathi emoyeni ukuthi why lo muntu akhulume nomuntu omdala kanje angakhuluma nomzali wakhe kanjena.
Also the treatment that the elderly people receive from our youthful clinic staff is not very nice because you could be sitting there and you would hear a person speaking to an elderly person harshly and you'd wonder whether the same person could speak to their own parent in that manner.
Okunye ngicela for njengathi e-center yethu endaweni yami yase-Leslie Center esi-E1 for ilokishi lonke.
In our area we only have one center for the entire township.
Bese ngicela ukuthi mhlambe noma singabonelela ngetransport ngoba uthola ukuthi laba abanye abahlala kulama extension lawa sekudeni abakhona ukuthi bafike ku-center.
We would request assistance in terms of transport because you may find that people who live a bit further from the actual center are not able to attend to the center because of transport.
Lokho kwenza ukuthi ke abantu abadala abaningi bangalitholi lo sizo leli ugovernment etazama ukuthi alinikeze kubo ngesizathu sokuthi abakhona ngeke athathe imali le ngabe uthenga ngayo ukudla endlini alokagibela i-transport as a center.
That creates a situation wherein you'd find that elderly people, some elderly people are excluded from the services our government is trying to put through because they are not going to spend the little money that they have for food and other things to go and attend to the center.
Okunye bengicela sibonelelwe ngako e-center yethu ukuthi ngathi nje emphakathini wami ngizathi i-funding esiba nayo ngesikhathi ngizathi iba incane kangangokuthi kwezinye izinto ayikhona ukufinyelela kuzo kwathina like sithola ubunzima ukuthi sincede abogogo basemakhaya.
Hello baby girl. Wena ngabe uphakame wakuqala hamba lapho batshele na le center le ungakhulumanga ngegama lakhe.
You can go there and tell them about the center that you didn't speak about.
Dangani yami. Next.
Igama lami nguNontsizi Shongwe ngiphuma khona eLeslie eZamelane abadala.
My name is Nontsizi Shongwe. I come from Leslie at Zamelane Abadala. That's the name of the center.
Ningakhohlwa ukuthi ngithe 2 minutes. Nithathe into ezibalulekile.
Don't forget we gave you 2 minutes. Just stick to the most important points.
Isicelo sami kukhaya labadala engulo besacela ihome.
My request in the old age home that I'm in, we are requesting a home.
Ngoba abogogo nabomkhulu abaningi bayahlupheka.
Because a lot of elderly people, be it grannies or grandfathers, are suffering.
Abanakekelwa kahle emakhaya.
They are not well taken care of in their own homes.
Kule mali yabo abaphiwa ugovernment.
From the money that the government gives them,
bayithatha labazukulu nabantwa bethu.
the grandchildren and also our own children take the same money.
bangabathengeli ukudla
And they will not buy food for the elderly people.
bangabawasheli bathenga insipho
They will not do laundry for the elderly people. They will not buy things like soap.
kuba inkinga kubazali bethu abadala kangaka
That becomes a problem to our parents who are now aged,
uma bezohlusha abantwana bethu nabazukulu bethu
especially if they are being harassed by our own children and our grandchildren.
uthi uyangena ekhaya lomuntu omdala
Sometimes we'd be walking into a home of an elderly person
oholayo
who earns pension money,
uhlangane nelinye iphunga
and you'd be met with a difficult stench.
uthola ugogo nomkhulu engcolile emanya
You would find an elderly person
Kodwa
very dirty, but that person is receiving pension money.
okunye futhi kubogogo
Another thing to the grannies,
kulamakhathi wabo kasasa noma asebhenki
in the issue of their SASSA cards or their bank cards,
babhala ama-pin number wabo hola
they write their own PIN numbers there.
bawafake khona lapho kulamakhadi
On the very same card, there would be the PIN number there.
uyafika-ke umzukulu
And then the grandchild would come
uyahamba uyodonsa imali
and then go and withdraws the money
ngabo-5 ekuseni mhlawumpe ebhenki
around maybe say
Seyingenile.
5 in the morning at the bank. The money would be in
ugogo
the
uma
account.
ethi uyeposini yohola
By the time the elderly person goes to the post
Uthole
office to
ukuthi
try
imali
and access the money, they find that the money has been taken already.
ugogo athi la mantombazana asebenza la eposini
And then the elderly person will now blame
Adle imali yami.
the staff that works at the post office.
kukanjani ngingatholi imali ingenile
How
namhlanje
come I am not able to receive money when money was deposited today?
okunye futhi nako ngicelayo
Another thing that I'm requesting is
abogogo baba semuva njalo labantwana babaphusha mhlawumbe abanye bafolelwa abazukulu
the elderly people are put at the back, and
bayabaphusha abogogo bamelele
the grandchildren, sometimes we find that the
Ingathi-
grandchildren are the ones who are accepting or retrieving the pension monies.
ingathi abogogo-ke bangaba phambili ngaso sonke isikhathi
We wish that the elderly people or the grannies should be in the front at all times.
mhlawumbe kwezinye indawo kuyenzeka-ke lokho
Maybe in other areas that is happening.
kodwa kule engibuya kuyo ngisengakakuboni
But from where I come from, I have not seen that.
ngiyabonga
Thank you. Uqhamuka kuphi ma?
uma eliandra
Leslie Leandra.
nizwile indawo lapho umabuzi ukhona umuntu lo phuma kuyo unonhlalonhle
Is there a social worker from Leandra here?
cela niye nibiza abantu abadala niyoba educate ukuthi lamakhadi lawo abanjwa kanjani ahlala kanjani lama nambara ayaniko noba ubani umuntu noma umntwana wakho awumniki le number
Please call the elderly people to train them and educate them how to treat their bank cards, and also tell them that the PIN numbers are a secret. They are not allowed to give them even to their children or the grandchildren.
ngiyabonga next ma
Lokhulumako ngithoko Maseko wasehlanganani.
I'm Togo Maseko from Hlanganani,
Mkhondo.
Mkondo. Mkondo.
Sicelo sami sisekutheni sicela ukuthi uhulumende amana asibonelele sihlala eclinic manje la eclinic nakhona kunesikhathi lapho noma sifuna kujima asikhoni noma sifuna kwentani asikhoni bathi sibangela abantu umsini.
We do not have a place for ourselves. We stay in a clinic where we cannot do things as we wish because we are told we make noise for other people.
Ngoba okanye noma ngabe sithi siyajiba kufanele sijibe bese kuthiwa manje sinomsindo siyojimela lapha sinayo vele indawo ngani ngoba size sihambe siyo egroundini lebafana ground lebafana masifica abadlala ngeke vele sijime funa sibuyele emakhaya.
We don't even
manje
have a
yiko lokusiphatha kabi siyacela nje uhulumende amana sibonelele kuloko ngani ngoba indzawo asinayo vele.
We don't have a field where we can do our exercises. We are told to go to the sports field where the boys are playing. And when the
ngithanda
boys
kakhulu
are
ma
there,
khuluma ukuthi ni registerile or ni register
asinayo futhi ke naletindlu tokudlala ngalokwanele
nibhalisile lona
siregistered
ni register uthi le ndawo yakho bani
ehlanganana eMkhondo
lo phuma ehlanganeni uMkhondo ukhona lapha next
Okay, I heard that we don't have to say good mornings and afternoons. My name is Phyllis Arends.
Ngingu Phillips at
Phyllis Arends. That's right. I'm from Kinross.
Ngibuye Kinross mine.
Old, golden oldies.
A golden oldies.
Yes. And I just want to ask if we can get help. Because
ngibuta nje ukuthi lukhona yini lusito lesingalithola lapha golden oldies.
Our center is in it's like what do you call it, Umkuku, but we extended it. It's our center.
Indzawo yethu lena isemkhukhwini siyikhulisile kodwa yona ingumkhukhu.
Yes. And sometimes when it's raining, all that rainwater, it's in the center, and everything is wet.
Nangabe imvula iyana konke sekumandi.
Yes. And my second point is that I would like to know our caregivers, our caregivers. We have now like young people, because I would like to know, is it the government that gives us that younger people must take over and the older people must step down?
Kwesibili ngifuna ukubuta nguvisise kahle ukuthi labantu labasinakekelela abantu labadzala sesinebantu labasha kakhulu ufuna kwatisisa ke make ukuthi kungumthetho wahulumende yini lokuthi bantu labadzala asale basuka ekunakekeleleni kungene bantu labasha?
Because these young people, when they get the position, right, as a leader to lead the grannies, tomorrow she'll get a job, and then where will the old people then be?
Ngoba labantu laba labasha bayawuthola umsebenzi bese bayahamba sebayasala abantu labadzala bangenamuntu lotabanakekela.
So now we want to know, because they said at the age of 60 and lower, they must get hired to get the position, or is it maybe from 50? But now the thing is this, if we hire these people at the age of 40, what then, or 30, make it 30, they still get jobs outside, then where are the grannies that time? So which means the one that was in that position must now fill up the gap where it was lost.
Lapha ke labantu laba nabaqashwa bayawuthola umsebenzi balapha eminyakeni leng40 noma leng30 nasebaqashiwe ke sebenda njani ke labantu labadzala ngoba kuthiwa labadzala abasuke kungene labasha.
So that is my point that I would like to know. Is it the government that gives us that question or answer, or where does it come from? Because these people also, the caregivers, they must get paid. Now we, the older people, we have that little bit of money. We must pay that person.
Thina futhi sinjela nje sibantu labadzala site nemali yekuthi sibabhadale labantu laba njengoba baqashiwe nje kufuneka bese sesiyababhadala. Impendulo yami nje nangayithola ukuthi ngumthetho lo lethwa nguhulumende noma kuyatendekela nje lokuthi kuthiwe akubuye labantu labasha labasinika inkinga.
Because from that money, we must see that the older people gets fed from the little money that we have. That is my answer, my question today.
Sorry, I wanted you to raise the question, if that is the question, and then people around here, the people whom are around to listen to you, will answer those questions. We've got social workers here who are well trained. They will answer the question. I wanted you not to waste time by bringing one question time and again. I want you to raise other issues. That one, they will answer you They will answer. I will give them time to answer. You have raised your issue. Do you have another issue?
No. And then I would like to know, must we pay or like you said, I must not.
No. When I go and sit down, they will also answer what you said now.
Okay.
That's why when you raise that issue of young people, they have already captured what you wanted to say. They will address it because it's not you only. Many people around the hall, they wanted to know it. Thank you.
Lauren Masuku. Ngikamuka esiyazinikela.
Sorry, Nizam addresser, when I give you time to talk about it, not now. Hlala phansi, baby. Hlala phansi. Awuchome?
Nglorin Masuku. Ngibuya esiyazinikela Old Age Center. Ise Chrisismie si registile.
Greetings, my name is Lorraine Masuku. I'm from Igama. Siyazinikela Old Center in Chrisismie.
Indaba yami yokuqala nje lebalekile eChrist thine asinayo indawo yokhola ngepentsheli siyahlupheka.
The first point I want to say is that at Chrisismie we do not have a paying center. We are having a challenge regarding that.
Ngisuka kwaChibikhulu Chrisismie ngaphansi komsikwaliko.
I'm from Chrisismie
ngaphansi komsikwaliko ku Ward 19.
Under Mswaliko Ward 19.
Uma singelanga lomholo sivuka ekseni size la eMelo noma Caroline Brayton sime nakhona la imgceni kuze kushaya isikhathi sibuyele emakhaya siphinde sibuye futhi ngakusasa.
During the payday, we stand long hours at the pay point and then we go back late to our homesteads.
Kuyenzeka sithathe emalanga amathathu ngelanga lomholo noma iviki lonke liphele.
Sometimes it happens that we take three days or the whole week
Kukhathi sithola imali yomholo.
before we get our money for pension.
Singajabula uma baphathi bethu bangasizamela ukuthi sibe nendawo la siholela khona eGrace kwaChibikhulu.
We may appreciate if our officials or our authorities bring us centers where we'll get our payments or our pensions.
Iphuzu lami lesibili eCenter yethu sinenkinga bogogo bethu abanawo ma-ID abanye uma ubuza ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani bathi asha noma lahleka uma.
My second point is that at our center you find that the elderly women do not have IDs. If you try to find out as to what happened with their IDs, they will only tell you that it was burnt or it was lost.
Okunye futhi abanye bogogo bahlala emkhukhwini abanazi izindawo zokuhlala.
Another thing is that other elderly people are staying in the shacks and they do not have a place to stay.
Sinenkinga eCenter njengasebusika noma ehlobo. Ilokishi lethu selikhulu. Sicela iTransport bogogo abakwazi kuze center ngemvula nangamakhaza ngako iattendance yethu ayibi yinhle.
We are having a problem with transport since our location is bigger. We will request that we provided with the transport.
Inkinga kanti nawo ma home base ethu awakhona ukufinyelela kuwo onke lama section. ngoba inkulu ikresi baphelela la ngelinye ilanga baye ngale kuhambe emalanga bangakhona ukubona bogogo.
And another issue is the one of home-based care, whom they fail to cover or to take care of all the elderly people in Crazy, since it's a big place.
Okunye futhi sihlangane nendaba yamanzi neclinic bogogo abasakhona ukuya eclinic bathola medication yabo.
Another challenge that we are facing is that the elderly women cannot be able to go to clinic to get their medications.
Bathi manzi kuze.
And what they are telling them is that there is no water.
Wathina nathe center manzi siyawaswela asinawo.
Even ourselves, we do not have water in our centers.
Iphuzu lami lokugcina. Hayi selokugcina. Lokugcina iAbet. Ele center yethu sike saba neAbet sifunda ngoba nathi siyafuna phela bogogo ukuthi sikwazi ukuyibhalela amagama ethu. Asazi ukuthi kwabe sokwenzeka kanjani iAbet ingabi saba khona. Saya ka education bathi hayi sizawubisa sinithumelele. Siyacela nje kungathi ingabuyi iAbet sizokhona nathi ukubhala sibhalele amagama ethu. Sihlukanise ukuthi hayi lokhu igama lami sikwazi ukubuka nalamakhadi ethu ngiyabonga.
My last point is the one concerning Abet. Previously, there was Abet in our center. Then subsequent to that, it disappeared. We tried to approach the Department of Education to inquire as to what is happening, but they did not give us that it be brought back so that we're able to write, read, and everything.
Sorry, abagezi laba bantu baphuma kumasipala ngaphakathi la. Akuna councillor la or umuntu ophuma ku mayor's office.
Is there anyone from them from mayor's office? Councillor also?
Okay, asiqhubeke.
Igama lami ngingubusisiwe Mndebele ngihlala la eMzinoni ngibuya eSthandanani Service Center nginguchairperson igama ubusisiwe Mndebele.
My name is Busisiwe Mndebele from Zinoni.
Yeah, eThandanani Service Center.
Thandanani Service Center.
Yes, nginguchairperson khona.
I'm the chairperson there.
Okuningi sekukhulunyiwe vele angeke ngibuyele kukho kodwa ngizothanda ukusho ukuthi umkhandlu ngathi ungabavakashela lama center ngoba osokushiwo mina engakakusho akusho ukuthi mhlambe asinayo inkinga efana naleyo.
Many has been spoken, and I'm not going to waste time to repeat what already has been said.
And then okunye ngithanda uku-emphasize kuko ukuthi abogogo bayahlukumezeka sekushiwo nako lokho.
What I would like to emphasize is that the elderly people are getting abused.
But bathe abogogo bayacela kakhulu kumkhandlu ukuthi ake aba organizele i-trip noma ngabe iye eBatlas noma ngabe iye eThekwini noma ngabe iye eKapa lawo malanga nethi ukuthi bayophumula kulabazukulu.
The elderly women are requesting that a trip for them be organized so that they go to rest, relax, and then have fun just away from their place of residence.
Ngoba bayafisa kodwa le mali abayitholayo ayibavumeli.
Yes, they wish to do that by themselves. However, the money that they receive is not enough to cover that part.
Yes, ne-security kakhulu kubogogo ngoba siyayisingenelwe namahlanya bazohlupha laphayana noma ngabe igebe kodwa siyacela ukuvikeleka singabogogo.
We further request that the security be provided to elderly people since we encounter the situation whereby we are being attacked by the lunatic people and whatsoever.
Siyacela ukuthi Nkosi yami kungathi ningasibonelela kuleyo ndawo ngiyabonga.
We would request that we've been taken care of. Thank you very much.
Nguthi Mathiwa kaMasilela
Zimadzi, GZI.
My name is Zimadzi Masilela.
Ngise all age ezimeleni.
Sengivalile manje, sengivalile.
I come from Zimeleni Old Age.
Embaleni. Mina engizokusho ngizobonga.
I just want
kakhulu lokhu enisenzele kona.
I just want to thank you so much for what you've done for us.
Thina ezimeleni sisahamba kahle.
All is going well at Zimeleni.
Akukho nje esicelayo sicela indawo ngoba asinandawo sisingesontweni.
We just need a place of our own because for now we're using a church.
Ya ngoba le mali ugovernment asipha yona fanele sibhadale rent.
Because we also need to pay rent from the money we receive from government.
Yiko nje kuphela engicelayo ukuthi sicela ukuthi nisichase ngalokho kuphela.
If you can assist us with us getting a place of our own.
Ngoba ama social worker sinawo thina embalente kulaba abeza kithi bayasibonisa ezinye izinto uthi ningenze kanje yenzani kanje. Nisebenzani kanje nisebenze kanje imali ningayimoshi noma kanjani.
We get good guidance from our social workers who always visit us and they also advise us financially what and what not to do.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much.
That's why umuntu wokugcina wena.
Kungakho.
Shayeleni izandla.
That's why you're the last person to speak.
Ngizanika
I want to
inkosi yethu iphawule before
We will ask His Excellency to make a few comments before we round off. Ndabezitha.
Mthokoze.
Thank you very much.
Ingitshitshilo zonke ngizwile enisikhulumayo.
I heard all the challenges that face you, which you have talked about.
Kodwa ungidisappointile ungabi khona kwamakhansela.
My only disappointment is the absence of councillors.
Ngoba okuningi kudinga bona bazosiphendulela.
Most of the issues raised here need them to respond to.
Okunye ngithanda ukuphawula ukuhlukumezeka kwabantu abadala abahlukumezwa abantu bakahulumeni especially ema-clinic.
Another thing I would like to comment about is the harassment faced emitted on our elderly people, especially by government officials like in clinics.
Labantu baka government ebasebenza ema-clinic ayikho ipengu engabalungisa umuntu akafundiswa ukuthi kumele amphathe njani umuntu.
There's no solution to assist with this because a person should not be taught how to treat a person.
Lezo senzo leso kumele lo mntwana asuke nasekhaya afundisekile ekhaya ukuthi kumele asiphathe njani.
That is part of charity. That should begin at home with a child. A child should be raised knowing how to treat, how to behave and how to treat other people.
Ngoba uma bachashwa uvele athi uza kwenza konke. Once wahola kabili kathathu so lahla direction.
When they seek employment they promise to do everything, but when they start earning a salary twice, thrice, then the whole thing gets lost.
Njengoba besenililile ukuthi uhulumende anihelebhe kakhulu okwakheni lama home base ililo ngilezo.
Most of the challenges and the wishes that the government should assist you in putting up or erecting home-based care centers.
Ngoba abantu abadala badinga usizo lokuthi bajime bathole okunakekelwa.
Elderly people need care in terms of activities, physical activities, and also be taken care of or be looked after.
Indawo esesihlala kizo ikakhulukazi amalokishi asagcwele umuzi wakhona semkhulu manje.
The places where we stay at, especially townships, they have gone very vast. They are big now.
Ubulwele obukhona ubugebengu babantwana bethu.
The only problem is the criminality among our children.
Sekunzima ukufinyelela kwenye section umuntu omdala.
It's so difficult these days to move from one section to another as an elderly person.
Sengcina.
Lastly,
simphakathi sisonke sinje,
as a community at large,
akuthi uma sisemasontweni sakhisane ukuthi si abantwana bethu sibakhuze sibafundise kwasemasontweni ukuziphatha.
when we go to church, we must try and build our children, train them, educate them as to how they should behave.
Sinabafundisi ngibekise njengani baba uNkosi. Akungenzeki ukuthi iphume iservice ungakakhulumanga nge-gender based violence, ungakakhulumanga ngokuziphatha kwabantwana ukuthi kumele basiphathe njani. Ngoba uma uwenza lokho kancane iza kubuya iAfrika abantwana bethu basihloniphe noma kunzima nje.
We have pastors here like Pastor Nkosi. Just make sure that you don't reach the end of the service having not spoken about gender-based violence, about the behavior of our children. When we do that, we will resuscitate Africa to back to what it was. Thank you. Ndabezit.
Merciful.
Merciful.
Bayamo marudingalon. Bega ezandleni zakhe.
We'll ask our government official, departmental official, Merciful, to also make her comments.
Assist a great deal.
Aw, watla sebaka se se kana. Ai, e padile mic ene re ba e tlhomele fela e. Ai, ya ga. Suletse ngwane se ka letso. Ni mamele kahle he ni na baphuma kuma NPO, kuma center njani njani.
Just listen carefully, those of you who are from NPOs and different centers. Okay.
Ndiyabulisa abantu abadala.
Greetings to the elderly people. Lochani.
Thank you very much.
Aniko ne? Aniko lapho nini?
Ndiyabulisa abantu abadala.
Greetings, our elderly people this side.
Thank you very much.
Sithokoza kakhulu.
Umamanganye, our chairperson
Kumamanganye ngusihlalo wethu
of the proceedings of today,
wekambiso yanamhlanje si.
members of the portfolio committee,
Amalunga wekomiti yomnyango,
various teams from parliament,
inqhema ezihlukeneko ezibuya eParliamente,
Inkosi Mahlangu
Undabezitha Mahlangu,
from the House of Traditional Leaders,
wendlu yabaholi bendabuko,
the teams of managers from the National and the Provincial Department of Social Development,
Inqhema zabaphathi emnyangweni wezehlala kuhle enarheni nemfundeni
and our social workers present here this morning.
nabonohlala kuhle bethu esinabo namhlanje.
I want to thank you for having committed to being here this morning.
Ngifuna ukunithokoza kakhulu ngokuzibophelela nokuba lapha namhlanje ekuseni.
I also want to acknowledge our members of the Older Persons Forum, the voice that the National Department of Social Development has established to make sure that they speak on behalf of our older persons. Thank you very much.
Ngifuna ukuthokoza neforum yabantu abadala eyaklanywa mnyango ukuthi beliphimbo labantu abadala. Ngithokoza kakhulu.
We also have a representative from the Office of the Premier, and we are grateful to have her in our midst as well. Work very closely with them.
Sinomjameli ovele ofisini kaNdunankulu sithokoza kakhulu ngobukhona bakho sisebenzisana kuhle. May you please rise.
I need to indicate that we work with them very closely and they are part of our regular meetings as well.
Ngitsho ukuthi sisebenzisana kuhle nangokusondelana kakhulu bayingcenye yemihlangano yethu.
I want to also acknowledge all the structures of our older persons present here today.
Nazo zonke inhlangano ezijamele abadala bethu ezikhona namhlanje.
Importantly, let me also say to our older persons, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for honoring this invitation to come and be here today to deliberate on this critical piece of legislative framework which impacts on your protection, your care, your safety, but more importantly, the upholding of your dignity, your integrity, and your rights.
Ngifuna ukuthokoza kakhulu abantu abadala abafikileko namhlanje ukuthi nizokuba ingcenye yokuklanywa kwalomthetho mlingwa okhuluma kakhulu ngobukhona benu ngesithunzi senu khulukhulu nangendlela ekufuze nitshejwe ngayo njengabantu abakhulileko.
Without any further ado, I will zoom into some of the issues that have been raised by our older persons this morning.
Ngaphandle ke kokumotsha isikhathi angingene bunqopha endweni esivezwe babantu abadala.
There is a good number of our older persons who raised the concern relating to the lack of old age homes as well as community-based care and support service centers within the communities.
Kunesibalo esikhulu sabantu abadala abakhulume ngokuhlayela kwema-center lapho kutshejwa khona abadala namakhaya lapho abantu abadala bangahlala khona.
And I need to indicate that without the availability of these services within communities, it becomes very difficult for older persons to receive the necessary care and protection as well as services, but also to be exposed to the important programs of the department.
Ngitsho kodwa ukuthi ngaphandle kwalezi insetshenziswa kuba budisi khulu hlangana nomphakathi ukuthi abantu abadala bakhona ukutshejwa bakhone ukuthola isizo elifanele linqophane nabo.
I want to also indicate that most of our residential care facilities are owned by NPOs.
Inengi lendawo lapha kuhlala khona abantu abadala zidoswa phambili ma-NPO.
The support that is required in terms of making sure that these NPOs deliver effectively the services and programs that our department seeks to advance to our older persons is therefore extremely important.
Kuqakathekile ukuthi ama-NPO la enze umsebenzi olindelwe emnyango wokuletha insetshenziswa nokuhlangabezana nendingo zabantu abadala.
And in that regard, the department provides funding where it is possible and where compliance measures, are adhered to.
Umnyango unikela ngemali kulama NPO kodwa lawo enza izinto ngokulandela umthetho nahlonipha ikambiso.
One of the recent initiatives of the Department of Social Development relating to the support of these NPOs is that the unit that is responsible for risk management at the National Department of Social Development has recently finalized a policy that we have tagged the Special Housing Policy, which assists with the construction and maintenance and management of the upholding of the dignity of facilities that provide services to our older persons.
Can I ask you that to break it into 2 paragraphs at least?
Oh, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I was just indicating that as part of supporting our facilities that render services to our older persons,
bengithi nje njengengcenye yokuthi kube nendlela yokuletha insiza ebantwini abadala bethu.
the department has recently developed a policy that we call or that we have titled the Special Housing Policy.
Umnyango sewuze nomthethomgomo esiubize ngokuthi umthethomgomo oqalene nezokuhlaliswa kwabantu abadala.
This policy seeks to assist with the construction, the maintenance and the management of residential care facilities that seeks to provide services to our older persons.
Umthethomgomo lo ufuna ukufika lapho kuzabe sekwakhiwa indawo indawo lapho kuzabe kuhlala kuchejwa nabantu abadala khona.
And in this regard, both the Minister of Social Development and the Minister of Human Settlement would have to work together in ensuring that this partnership of the maintenance and support to residential care facilities is maintained.
Lapha ke kufanele ungqongqotshe wezokuhlaliswa kwabantu kunye nongqongqotshe wezehlala kuhle basebenzisane babe nechebiswano lokuqinisekisa ukuthi imisebenzi le enqotshiswe ebantwini abadala iyaphumelela.
Now, I want to also talk about the funding of facilities because it's also one of the issues that was raised earlier on.
Ngifuna nokukhuluma ngendaba yokusekelwa ngemali kwama-center njengento evezwe khulu lapha.
Because it is linked to what I've just talked about.
Ikhambisana nalokhu engiqeda ukukhuluma ngakho nje.
In that regard, there is need for us to collectively acknowledge that government does not have a very huge budget at this point in time.
Nokho asivumelane sibabantu sisoke ukuthi uhulumende nokho akanaso isikhwama esimabhombo esikhulukhulu ukuhlangabezana nazo zonke indingo.
There are a lot of constraints, and we have also recently noted that social ills are diversifying. We have recently had COVID, we've had floods in different provinces. There have been a number of disasters across the country, and to that effect, budgets have been stretched.
Kube nenqabo eziningi nizakhumbula ukuthi sibe namagulo akhe ahlasela kube khona nengikhukhula kwabane nezinto ezenza ukuthi imali kaHulumende bese inatshiselwa nakezinye indingo.
So much as we would like to fund every initiative that has been facilitated within communities, it becomes quite difficult.
Nalokho sifisa ukuthi singasekela wonke ama-center nemizamo eyenziwako emphakathini ngesinye isikhathi kubabudisana.
But we have also other primary key guiding criteria that we follow in terms of providing the necessary funding and support to our facilities.
Kunendlela nokho esiyaye siziqalisise eziqhakathekileko nezizaqangi esizilandelako ukuthi singasiza njani kulezi insetshenziswa nama-center. esifuna ukusiza ngawo.
And we have 3 levels in this regard.
Zintathu ingaba esinazo kilokhu.
The first one is basic, informal, and formal category.
Eyokthoma indawo engakahleleki naleyo ehlelekileko umkhakha wokthoma loyo.
Or level.
Namkha isigaba.
The second one is intermediary level.
Kube sigaba esimaphakathi.
And then the last one is the tertiary level.
Kube sigaba esiphezulu sokugcina.
So all these levels have got norms and standards that we follow in terms of assessing whether an organization or a facility can be funded or not funded.
Ingaba ezizonke zinemigomo nemibandela esicheja ngayo ukuthi indawo leyo namkha icenter leyo iyayilandela na.
And in this regard, it is important for you to also understand that the reason behind us setting norms and standards which guide our involvement as government and the funding of facilities is specifically to ensure that our older persons in such facilities are safe, they are protected, and they are well cared for.
Siyathemba niyazwisisa kungebangalani sinemigomo nemibandela le ngoba sifuna ukuqinisekisa ukuthi lapha sifaka khona isizo abadala bethu bavikelekile baphatheke kuhle kodwa.
So it is not for the purposes of being punitive when we do not fund organizations.
Akutsho ukuthi sisuke sililisa isibebhu lokho nasingasekeli ezinye zenhlangano.
Your safety, your care, and your protection are central to the decisions that are being made for government to have a relationship with a facility or an organization rendering services.
Ukuphepha kwenu, ukuchejeka kwenu, nokuphila kuhle kwenu kuba sekabeni yokuthi sifinyelele lapho njengomnyango siqunda khona ukuthi lapha singasekela.
The other issue that is linked to issues of facilities that was raised is around the issuing of title deeds.
Enye indaba ekhe yavela ngama-center la indaba yama-title deed incwajana zobunikazi.
I need to indicate that the issuing of title deeds is dependent on a number of factors.
Ukukhutshwa kwama-title deed namkha incwadi lezobunikazi kuthindwa amaphuzu athile.
For example, where the organization is based or who owns the structure, and if the structure belongs to the municipality, then our older persons will have to engage with our local social workers so that they can then facilitate and assist them to make sure that there are those engagements with the municipality. In the event the land belongs to our traditional leaders, there is also need for engagement so that the relevant decisions and guidance can be provided to the organization that is based in such a facility.
Kuya nokuthi ngubani umnikazi we-center leyo itlolisiwe na. Okhunye kungenzeka ukuthi indawo lapha i-center ikhona iyindawo elawulwa bukhosi. Nakunjalo kufanele kube nemikhulumiswano kulokho ke okuzasenza ukuthi sifikelele lapha siqunda khona ukuthi singakhona ukuthola bonohlala kuhle bakhone ukuzokusiza lapho.
Now I'm going to talk to another issue of providing services to older persons who are who are 60 and above, as indicated.
Ngifuna ukungena ke emkhakheni omunye lapha ukukhuluma ngokulethwa kwesizo kwabadala bethu abaseminyakeni emachumi asithandathu nangaphezulu.
And our take is this issue must go into our regulations so that all providers of services begin to understand the importance of not making our older persons to queue for any service in our country.
Sifuna lokhu kugcina sekumthetho ukuthi abantu abadala bangalokhu bajanyiswe imijeje lapho bayokufuna khona insiza nehelebo.
I was specifically touched by the example that was provided here earlier on with regard to the treatment at the substations.
Ngibe buhlungwana kakhulu nangizwa ngesibonelo okukhulunywe ngaso lapha uthola abantu bangakhona ukuthola khona isizo kuhle entechini ezithile.
And I need to indicate
Khulukhulu zamapolisa.
And I need to indicate that there is a national instruction number 1 of 2014, which was communicated by SAPS to all stations.
Ukhona umthetho owakhutshwa ngomnyaka we-2014 owakhutshwa sipolisa uqaliswe kuzo zonke intechi zamapolisa.
To make sure that when our older persons enter any substation, they receive priority attention and they do not have to queue.
Ukuthi abantu abadala bethu bangadresi nabangena emapolice station bachejwe qangi.
So our take as a department is that all police stations are fully aware of National Instruction number 1 of 2014 and they should be implementing it since then.
Ukuzwisisa kwethu njengomnyango ukuthi wonke ama-police station ayawazi umleyo lo number 1 wangomnyaka ka-2014 kodwa sifuna ukukholelwa ukuthi bayawulandela.
So we want you to be assertive. If you need such services and you enter any police station, please make them aware that you know your right and that you are not going to queue because they are aware of this instruction and indicate that you expect them to also know about it.
Sibawa ukuthi nithatha amagadango nizijamele babone ukuthi ninelwazi lamalungelo wenu. Na ufike police station ubatshele mnqopha ebusweni ukuthi nginelungelo lokutshejwa qangi njengomuntu omkhulu.
Now I'm going to touch on the issue that was also raised, I think, by 2 older persons relating to the removal of an older person from their families.
Ngithinde indaba yabantu ekhe yakhulunywa lapho yokususwa kwabantu abadala emindenini abahlala kiyo.
This key issue that has been raised by our older persons is understandably so a very sore one.
Le ndaba eveziweko lapha neqhakatheke khulu ethinta abantu abadala bethu ibhlungu khulu.
And I want to say to our older persons this morning, we do not simply want to have you removed from your families. We will do so when circumstances leave us with no option.
Sifuna ukuthi ebantwini abadala bethu asithandi nathi ukuthi nisuswe emindenini yenu. Sesingakwenza lokho nasele sikatelelwa bujamo osele bungaphezulu kokwenza.
And when we also realize that it is in your best interest and it is for your protection and care, but also for your safety and for your integrity and for the respect of your rights and the upholding thereof.
Singakwenza lokhu ukukususa emndenini nakho nasibona ukuthi kuzokusiza wena kuzokuvikela khulukhulu nesithunzi sakho sizokuvikeleka.
So I want our older persons to note that it is a government responsibility to ensure that your well-being is upheld and that it is prioritized at all times, but families and significant others will always be engaged where possible.
Sifuna nazi njengabantu abadala ukuthi uphilo benu buqhakathekile futhi uhulumende uyabucheja ngaso sonke isikhathi nalokho kungenzeka ukuthi umuntu asuswe emndenini lokho kuzokwenziwa ngokuthindana nokukhulumisana nomndeni.
Because it is not correct to keep an older person in an environment that is not conducive for them to thrive.
Akusikuhle ukuthi umuntu omdala okhulileko ahlale lapho ubujamo bungasavumi khona ukuthi aphile kamnandi.
So I'm also encouraging you to stand up and speak up in the event you are not well looked after, in the event you do not live in an environment that is making you to thrive.
Ngibawa nizikhulumele ngokwenu nicho lokho nanibona ukuthi lapha nihlezi khona anikahlali kamnandi anikaphatheki kuhle.
One of our older persons also spoke about the fact that there is a serious concern around how older persons are being abused in these areas.
Ukhona omunye okhulumile phakathi kwethu ngobhlungu bokuhlukunyezwa kwabantu abadala endaweni abaphila kizo.
And she specifically requested that the department must strengthen this legislation to make sure that it addresses this issue.
Wabawa nokuthi umnyango uqinise isandla uqinisekisa ukuthi lokhu kuyatshejwa ngokusemthethweni.
And I want to indicate that we have already looked into this issue and we have strengthened the definition of abuse and included all other forms of abuse which were not in the principal act.
Sesikutshejile lokhu futhi nehlathululo yokuhlukunyezwa sesiyinabisile nokufaka ezinye imbonelo egade zingekho kule hlathululo yokuhlukunyezwa kwabadala.
And that we have strengthened in terms of how we now define the abuse of an older person.
Lokhu ke sekubonakala ngendlela esele sihlathulula ngayo ukuhlukunyezwa kwabakhulu.
This is entailed in section 30A and section 26(1).
Isigaba 30A nosigaba 26(1) kulapha sihlathulula khona indaba le.
I will now talk about the issue of long queues for the collection of grants.
Ngikhulume ngemijeje emide lokha abagogo nabobamkhulu nabayokwamukela umndende.
I want to indicate to our older persons that SASSA has already considered the issues and challenges that come with queuing for a long time.
Isasa seyitshejile lokhu lendaba yemijeje emide lokha abogogo nabobamkhulu nabayohola bajame nesikhathi eside.
And now you have very many options of receiving your grant, and I want to implore you this morning to consider other options, like for example receiving your grant at a bank of your choice at the time of your choice, without necessarily going to have to queue on the actual payout day.
Sezizinengana indlela eningazikhethela begodu ngiyanibawa bogogo nabobamkhulu ukuthi nicabange ngazo. Kufana nokuthi uyohola ebhanka ethandwa nguwe ungaya ngesikhathi sakho ngelanga lakho kungathoki ukuthi uyokudressa ngelanga lomholo.
Now, I want to move on to another issue that was raised, which is about the responsiveness of our healthcare facilities.
Ngifuna ukuthinda indaba indlela amaziko wethu wezamaphilo asiza natsheja ngayo.
One of the older persons here talked about long queues at healthcare facilities.
Omunye wabadala sorry.
Okay, another older person talked about the delays in terms of the receipt of services at such facilities.
Omunye wabadala bethu ukhulumile ngemijeje emide nakiwe emitholapilo wabakhuluma nangomthlago obakhona nakufanele bathole imichoga imithi.
And I want to indicate that as part of our preparatory processes towards the implementation of this legislation, we have started establishing an intersectoral collaborative forum.
Njengendlela yokuletha lo mthetho ukuthi usebenze ngamandla sesakhe iforum emikhakha minengi ezoqinisekisa ukuthi lokhu kuyenzeka.
And this forum's intention is indeed to assist us in making sure that we deal with the various aspects that will contribute to government's response to the provision of comprehensive and integrated services to older persons.
Iforum le yakhelwe ukuthi ibe nendlela ezokuqinisekisa ukuthi uhulumende uba nendlela yokuziphendulela yokuthi umthetho lo usebenze ngefanelo.
because it is very clear that no one government department can effectively deliver services to older persons. You require the concerted efforts of various government departments for you to receive comprehensive services.
Sekuhlalukile ukuthi angeke umnyango uwodwa ulethe insetshenziswa ezithinta abantu abadala, kodwa kufuneka kube nechebiswano hlangana neminyango yombuso ukuzama ukuthi basebenzisane balethe indingo lezi ebantwini abakhulu.
Now, in terms of lack of services, water, issues of ablution facilities, and the state of the structures that we operate in as older persons, I need to indicate that these issues are part of the issues that need to be tackled by these collaborative forums across all provinces.
Inkinga ezinye ezikheza khulunywa lapha njengokuhlayela kwamanzi, ukuhlayela kwendlwana zamanzi, ukuhlayela kwamasenta akheke kuhle, ingenye yembonelo ezingachinga kile forum yechebiswano leminyango yombuso ukuze kusebenzeke.
And we will need to bring along all our key stakeholders, like for example the municipality and other key stakeholders in this regard.
Kuza kufuneka sifake bonke abazibandakanyako ukuze abafana nabo masipala nabeminye imikhakha ukuze isitshijilo sitshejwe kuhle.
Additionally, I want to indicate that the President has also implored various government departments and key stakeholders to make sure that they move towards facilitating and fast-tracking the implementation of the district development model.
Umongameli ukhulume khulu bewabawa ababandakanyi abahlukileko ukuthi bahabise lokho esingakubiza ngokuthi mfuziselo wokuthuthukiswa kwengiyingi iDDM ngohunyeziweko.
And this district development model approach will assist all stakeholders to come together on a regular basis to discuss issues that impact negatively on service provision by each key stakeholder.
Lo mfuziselo we-DDM omayelana nokuthuthukiswa kwengiyingi uzokusiza ukuthi umkhakha ngamunye uhlathulule ukuthi yini ozoyenza ukuphumelelisa umnqopho lo kahulumende njengokumenyezelwa ngumongameli.
But also to come up with a joint plan and also to agree on how they will integratedly ensure the implementation and rollout of that particular plan.
Nokuthi kuhlathululwe kuhle ukuthi bazokusebenzisana bunjani ukuthi ihlelo neqhinga leli liphumelele ngokusebenza ngokubambisana.
And issues that were raised by our older persons here relating to the support that they need relating to transportation to centers, as well as some of their needs in terms of the active aging program.
Ndesidingo esivezwe ngabantu abakhulu lapha sokusizwa ngenthuthi ukuya endaweni ezithile. And the last part,
they will then be tabled before such fora for discussion.
Indingo lezo zizokwendlalwa ngaphambi kweforum le lapho zizokukhulunywa khona.
Now, I want to also talk to the last, I think it's the last two issues now. Older persons have talked about our young people and the manner in which they keep themselves and, find themselves in spaces where they are not supposed to be, issues of abusing older persons, issues of disrespecting older persons, and the challenges, of course, that such behaviors pose to our older persons.
Ngikhulume ngalokho kuvezwe ngabalupheleko bethu lapha ngendlela yokuziphatha kwelutsha indlela abahlukumeza ngayo abantu abakhulu nokwenza ukuthi abantu bethu abalupheleko bangaphili kamnandi.
And we noted with concern what one of our older persons said, that they do not partake in their activities because now young people are there.
Ngizwe ubuhlungwana omunye wabadala nakakhulumako ukuthi babhalelwa nakukwenza izinto zokuthabulula umzimba ngonobangela welutsha elihlala lilapho.
So I need to emphasize that it is extremely important that the two age cohorts, our young people and our older persons, need to find space to be reunited and reconnected.
Ngiyagandelela ukuthi kufanele kube nendlela imkhakha embili le abalupheleko nelutsha babe nendlela yokubuyisana yokuphila bebonke,
so that we are able to facilitate and ensure that there is intergenerational solidarity and transfer of skills.
Ukuthi kube khona ubuntu bokudluliselana ilwazi abadala badlulisela isizukulwane esincane begodu kube khona ukuphilisana.
And I think it's important that we acknowledge as a department that it would be necessary for us to strengthen our youth programs, but also to ensure that we strengthen the creation of awareness of the role of older persons and the importance of older persons existing in the same space as young people.
Sibe nendlela yokuthuthukisa amahlelo azokusiza ilutsha kodwa ngesindlela efanako sibe nendlela yokuthi abantu abalupheleko kuzwisiseke ukuqhakatheka kobukhona kwabantu abalupheleko nokuphilisana hlangana kwalemkhakha njengoba ekhe watsho umma.
I think our young people are experiencing a lot of challenges and pressures. We all know that unemployment rates are quite high. Many of them are without jobs, and some of the behaviors, are linked to such experiences as well.
Iningi lelutsha lethu alisebenzi baqalene nemdisi banegandelelo kungenzeka ukuthi okhunye kokuziphatha okhu kungaba ngunobangela wokuthayela kwemisebenzi.
I want to link that with the caregiver roles that one of our older persons spoke to.
Ngikuhlanganise lokhu nehlelo lokutshejwa omunye wabadala akhulume ngalo.
By saying that it's extremely important that as older persons we embrace our young people.
Kuqhakathekile ukuthi njengabantu abalupheleko sibamkele abantu abethu abatsha.
And they also need to embrace our older persons.
Nabo ngokunjalo ilutsha alamkele lihloniphe abadala.
Because there are benefits to this relationship between older persons and the young people, as I earlier on indicated.
Kunenzuzo ekulu hlangana nabantu abatsha nabantu abadala nabaphila ngokuchebisana njengalokho angikhe ngatsho ngaphambilini.
Now, in terms of caregiver roles, remember as older persons, if you have a young person in a facility preparing meals for you and taking care of you, providing medication and assisting in terms of your day-to-day activities, it becomes easier for you because you cannot effectively manage all these little activities. But also for your safety, when you have to go and find yourselves opening gas bottles to prepare your own food, boiling water, and all those things.
Kufanele sivume bakwethu ukuthi ubukhona babantu abacheja abantu abadala kusiza kakhulu ngoba bayabaphekela babanikela imichoga bahlangabezana nendingo zabo bayabasiza. Akhocale umuntu omkhulu nakufanele mhlawumbe uyayokuvula ibhodlelo legasi ukuthi kungenzekani nakungekho umuntu omchejako.
But also where our older persons are still in their homes and they receive caregiver services, remember the distances that these caregivers have to walk across the communities to deliver those services to your homes. They cannot really be done by older persons who no longer have the necessary energies.
Nikhumbule nabahlogomeli laba ama-caregiver abasiza abantu abadala, nikhumbule amabanga bawakhambako ukuyokusiza abantu abalupheleko ngoba abasakhoni ukuzitsheja abantu abalupheleko.
But also these distances and walking across communities will expose our older women to safety risks.
Nokuhamba ke lokhu hlangana nomphakathi kungenza ukuthi abomma abethu abadala baqalane nobungozi obuthile.
But I also want to say it is important that we make sure that our community-based care and support service centers receive the necessary support from our young people, because they are also, technologically wise, and they can also assist you in terms of moving along with the latest trends of technology and developments.
Kanti kodwa ilucheli lingasiza kakhulu nakuma center lapha namakhaya lapha kutshejwa khona abantu abadala. Nikhumbule ukuthi bona izinto lezi zokuchachachakha ze technology bazazi kakhulu, banganisiza kakhulu ngazo.
And you also raised your concern relating to the need for ABET classes to continue. It's an issue that we once engaged with the Department of Basic Education on, and they have indeed indicated that they have discontinued it, and it's something that we're noting. The Portfolio Committee has also noted that concern, and I think in terms of making sure that we deal with issues that impact on the effective implementation of this bill, this is one of the issues that will have to be raised.
Omunye wabadala ukhulume ngefundo yabakhulu, imfundo yabadala ibizwa ngeABET. Sikutshejile lokhu njengomnyango, ikomiti nayo ikutshejile, kanti kodwa sesikhulumisene nomnyango wezemfundo esisekelo ukuthi ayibe khona ngoba umnyango uthi wayivala ifundo leyo yabadala. Kodwa siyabona ukuthi ukuze lo mthetho mlingwa uphumelele kufanele leli phuzu lingene nalo.
Now, finally, I want to talk to a clause that one of our older persons referred to, which is clause 3.5.1.
Ngifuna ukukhuluma ngesigatshana omunye wabadala akhulume ngaso isigatshana
clause 3.5.1, where she requested for clarity.
Lapha bawe khona ihlathululo.
And I want to say that clause speaks to the elimination of harmful traditional practices.
Lisigajana lesi sikhuluma ngokupheliswa kezenzo zakade ezinobungozi ebantwini abakhulu.
And we have all noted with concern the growing number of older persons who find themselves being killed and being accused of witchcraft, or also being abused in the process.
Sibhlungu ngesibalo esikhulako sabantu abadala bethu ababulawako, abasolwa ngendaba zokuloya, abantu abadala bethu abaphila kabuhlungu.
And this is a very serious concern because it is now growing across all provinces. We noted that KZN is one of the provinces that is having this challenge, growing at a very fast pace. We have also noted that in the Eastern Cape. And yesterday, one of our older persons indicated that it is also a concern now in Mpumalanga. And it was also very prevalent in Limpopo. So it means eventually it might be a national crisis.
Lokhu kungagcina sekuyihlekelele yenarha yonke. Nawuchecha ukuthi njenganje sikhuluma kwaZulu Natal, eMpumalanga Kapa into le iyakhulunywa. Omunye ukhulumile izolo wathi neMpumalanga umukhwa lo wokulawa kwabadala sewukhona. Nasichecha kuhle sikhumbula neLimpopo wakhe wahagala umkhwa lo. Ingasikade kuzakuba ihlekelele ethinta inarha yonke.
So it is important that we note the role of our traditional leaders. And to that effect, I want to thank Inkosi Mahlangu for having dedicated his time to come and be part of these deliberations. The House of Traditional Leaders is a key player in assisting us that we have stable communities that understand that growing old is not equal to being a witch.
Sithokoza kakhulu ukuthi kulokhu kufanele nendlu yobuholi bendabuko ibe khona. Sithokoza ubukhona bukandaba ezitha futhi siyazi ukuthi lokhu kuzakusiza ukuthi umphakathi uzwisise ukuthi ukuluphala akuthi ukuthi so lalamela ebloyini.
Lastly, there's a clause that was also, inquired about, which is clause 11, which unpacks the state of facilities, specifically the levels at which services are provided within facilities.
Kukhona nesigatshana ekhulunywe ngaso se-19 clause 11 lapha kuhlathululwa khona ngendawo zokuhlala ama-center.
And I want to say that we have 3 levels within the facilities. Where we have older persons who can still live independently.
Lapho kunabantu abakhulu abasakhonako ukuzihlalela ngokwabo babodwa.
And we have a section for those that require assistance.
Sibe nesigaba salabo abalupheleko esele bathoga isizo.
And lastly, we have those that require services on an ongoing basis, which is the frail care facility.
Sibe nendawo zokuhlala zalabo abalupheleko esele bathoga isizo lasafuthi ngoba bangasaphili kuhle emzimbeni.
And Chairperson, I think I'm going to have to hold it there. I trust that I've covered the bulk of the issues that were raised, and I want to take this opportunity to heartily thank you and all the portfolio committee members for having dedicated your time to be here today with the community of Mpumalanga, but also for making sure that you take the department along to account for the work that we have to do. Thank you so much for sharing this day with us.
Ngiyathokoza kakhulu sihlalo ngithokoza nabahlonishwa ikomiti ngokukhambisana nokuqinisekisa ukuthi nyango konke sikwenzako sikwenza sikunye nani. Ngiyathokoza.
I want to also thank our colleagues from the Department of Social Development in the province, but also the team that I work with at National Office.
Ngithokoza nesiqhema sabonohlala kuhle esivela esifundeni kanye nesiqhema engibereka naso ofisini lenaga.
For all the work that they continue to do towards making sure that our older persons receive the necessary services that they need.
Ngomsebenzi abawenzako baraga nokuqinisekisa ukuthi umnyango wethu uyaqinisekisa ukuthi abadala bethu bafumane insiza abazihlogako.
But also for the preparations that they have put together towards making sure that these public hearings become a success.
Namalungiselelo abawenzileko ukuthi imihlangano yemiphakathi le iba yimpumelelo.
And finally, thank you very much to our older persons once more.
Ngithokoze okugcina abadala bethu.
Thank you.
Thokoze.
Social development.
Please give social development a round of applause.
Manje la ngizobiza umhlonishwa Nyambozi. Ngibiza uNyambozi ngumthetho.
I will now hand over to Honorable Mthethwa Nyambozi.
Azosho ukuthi njengoba sikhulumisane ngale le bill le besize ngayo la sifuze songeze khona or siphungule if sifuna ukuphungula.
To state as to after we have had this discussion about this bill, we have added some things, or rather minus some if there were things that we feel they should be removed.
Asitshele ukuthi manje la kusuka la izohamba kanjani lenkulumisano le besinayo mangasiyisa lapha eParliament.
He will then give us a way forward as to, from now onwards, what will be the process going forward.
Mangbolise futhi ngithi grace and peace to everyone.
Mangibingelele futhi ngithi ke ukuthula kuwo wonke umuntu.
Mina ngumntana kaMfundisi.
I am a pastor's child.
Umama bekumfundisi hayi ngoba eshade umfundisi.
My mother was a pastor not because of marriage.
So mina ngiyazazi ibusiso zokuhlonipha abantu abadala.
I know the blessings of respecting old or older people.
It is the only commandment in the Bible that has a reward.
Iwona mthetho ke olapha eBhayibhelini onomvuzo.
Uthi hlonipha uyihlononyoka ukuze insuku zakho zande.
It says respect your mother and your father so that your days would be increased.
Kanti futhi isizwe esibusisiwe usibona ngokuba nabantu abadala.
And also the fact that a blessed nation is easily identifiable by how it treats its elderly people.
So ngifuna ukusho ukuthi Mpumalanga ubusisekile mawusase nabantu abadala abaningi kanje.
I would like to state that in Mpumalanga you are blessed if you still have such a lot of elderly people.
Manje ke njoba sizile ke thina samalunga eParliament.
Now that we have come as members of parliament,
sanelalela ukuthi izikhalo zenu zithini.
We have also listened to your views and complaints.
Okulandela lana ukuthi
what will then follow will be the following.
Ukuze nizwile ukuthi ezinye izikhalo zenu ziwela kwamanye ama department lapho social development ingafinyeleli khona.
I'm sure you did hear that some of the points raised here fall under the scope of other departments wherein the social development department does not necessarily have reach.
Manje amandla ethu ayajabulisa ngoba sizokwazi ke ukubiza lamanye ama department.
The power we possess is pleasing because we will be in a position or we will be able to call the other departments.
Sesibabikela ukuthi abantu bathi.
We would then inform them that the people say 1, 2, 3.
Bese se expecta ukuthi baphendule ukuthi kungani kungenzeki okuthize nokuthize nokuthize nikumentionile.
We would then expect them to account as to why 1, 2, 3 is not happening amongst the things that you have actually mentioned.
Sizawubhalela futhi ke namakhansela lawa angakwazanga ukuza namhlanje ukuthi asichazele ukuthi kungani engezanga embizweni ephathelene nabantu nabahlali bendawo abaphethe kuyona.
We are also going to write to the councillors who were not here today. We will demand explanations from them as to why were they not able to attend to a public hearing, which is mainly about the people who live in the areas that they are responsible for.
Okulandela lapho ke kuzobe sekuhlangana iCommittee iPortfolio Committee yaka Social Development.
After that, the Portfolio Committee of Social Development will meet.
Ibheke ama contents ebill angithi sizela ngoba sifuna ukuzwa izimvo zenu bese sibheka ibill ukuthi iyaziphendula na lesikhalo zenu okanye khona okuthize kufanele kususwe kwibill angithi.
The committee will then look at the contents of the bill. As we are here, we want to hear your views. Then after that, we will then look at the bill and see if the bill actually addresses some of the views that you raised.
Okulandela lapho kuzoba iCommittee ukuthi idraft ireport angithi yonke lento masiyenzekile sekufanele sihlanganise bese siyo reporter kwi-National Assembly.
After that, the committee will then draft a report because after this process has taken place, we then have to draft a report which will then be tabled in the National Assembly.
Uma adoptwa kwi-National Assembly,
if it is adopted by the National Assembly,
izabe seyidluliselwa National Council of Provinces.
It will then be forwarded to the National Council of Provinces.
Nayo ke National Council of Provinces izobe seyithatha eyayo indlela ekufanele ithathe ngokomthetho wesisekelo sezwe lethu.
The National Council of Provinces as well will do their own processes according to our constitution.
Nayo mayisiqedile seyi-adoptile seyigcwalisile seyihlanganisa report ya-adopta izobe seyibuyisela kumongameli i-report yayo.
After the National Council of Provinces is finished with its process, drafted a report and adopted it, it will then send the bill back to our president.
And then umongameli ke uzobe seshicilela isignature yakhe esho ukuthi akube umthetho ke manje.
The president will then sign the bill, which will then enact the bill to become a law.
Iyo ke indlela esazoyihamba kodwa ke akusasekude.
That is the route we are going to take, but it's no longer that far.
Mangibonge ke from the portfolio committee ngibonge ukuthi nikwazile ukuza kumqoka ukuthi izimvo zenu ziziwe.
Let me thank you from the side of the portfolio committee and thank you for coming. It is important that your views be heard.
Ngizocela ukuthi manje emakhaya bakhona abanye abangekho la.
I will request that when you go back home, as there are some people who are not currently present here,
dlulisani lo mlayezo.
Please forward this message to them.
Fundisani nengane zikwazi ukudlulisa zidlulisele esikoleni kwabanye abangani bazo ukuthi thina abogogo bathi na umthetho obekwayo.
Also educate the young children so that they can also educate their friends and tell them that our granny says here is the law that is now coming up.
Ngoba kubhlungu ukuthi abantu sebesebenzile i-department seyihlukumeze kangaka ukuthi yenze such a beautiful document. I still confirm ukuthi this is the best draft I've ever come across.
Ngoba kubhlungu ke ukuthi ke umnyango ususebenze kangaka wabhala ke lomqulu walamaphepha ngisasho namanje ukuthi ke lomqulu olapha phambi kwethu iwona osabhalwe kahle esengeke ngawubona.
Yeah, mina nginayo legal background noma nje ngingasumuntu omthetho kodwa nginayo lo background. I know when something is good and it has good intention.
Mina nginako ke isipiliyoni esincane emthethweni noma ke ngingasiwe umuntu omthetho kodwa ngiyakwazi ukubona uma into ikuyinto ke enhle.
Asingavumeli ke abanye beze nepolitiki.
Let us not allow others to come with their political views into it. And they would say they were not told, that's why they were not here. You can see how we are sitting here. Even if I'm wearing red, I'm sitting very well with the elderly in my table. We eat at the same table. We are always together. When I greet them, I say to them, greetings to you ladies. I love older people.
Because as an African, I know what the wisdom, intelligence, the wisdom is angeminyaka.
Njengoba ngingumAfrika nje ngiyazi ukuthi ke ubuhlakani hayi ukuhlakanipha ubuhlakani buqhamuka ngokukhula
ukuze nathi sizazi ukuthi siyakuphi fanele laba abadala basitshele indaba ababe izinto ababezenza eqaleni singalahli culture yethu.
For us to know where we are going, we have to refer to the from the elderly people. They will tell us as to how to do things, and we should not lose our cultures.
Having said that, I want to say thank you, Chair, for driving this program. Noma icathulo ukuthi ugqoke icathulo za angazi mhlawumbe amakhona wona.
For driving this program, even though you did state that you were wearing somebody else's shoes.
Thank you, colleagues, the honorable members who are here. Ndabezitha.
Ndabezitha.
Mina ngikhulisa Nkosi ngunyamboso umfolozo omnyama okhetha abawela nabawela abaqokelele. Ngihlanga leso. Ngizoza ngizokuhaya nami ungiqashe ngizobongela mawuzongena enkundleni ngoba thina sas amakhosi ayabongela.
I will be your poet. You can give me a job because we know
amakhosi ayabongela.
we know that our Amakosi to have poets that would usually lead them.
The introduction is Mangbonge Ndabezitha.
Ndabezitha.
And then everyone, we want to say thank you. Magwande manphile until nibone ubuhle balwento enenzelwayo. Inkosi sigcinele nini.
Siyabonga bonke umuntu siyabonga.
Sichabeleni izandla ntombi
Give yourselves a round of applause.
Nginibonge nina labazeli la.
I should also thank you for coming here.
Ngoba if beningazanga lento size ngayo bengekho yenzeka.
Because had you not come, what we came here for would have not proceeded.
Sinibonge nonke nani labo ni header ama NPO.
We also thank everyone, especially those that had NPOs.
Sibonge nawo ama interpreter wethu.
Sibonge nabahumushi bethu.
Ubonge nezintombi zomnyathelo la. Phakamani izintombi.
And the ladies.
Futhi nabonhlalonhle bethu.
Let us also thank our social workers.
Ne leader yabo le ihambise lo msebenzi wethu kahle ngoku accounta la kuni.
And their leader who has driven this process by accounting to us.
Leyo iyafundisa ukuthi nani lapha ekhaya nisebenzisane kahle nabonhlalonhle.
This should also teach our people that at home they should work well with the social workers.
If anizusana anibonisisani kahle nibatshele ukuthi sifuna labo be portfolio committee ukuthi sizobatshela ukuthi anisiphathanga kahle.
Should there be a difference of opinions between yourselves and the social workers, do tell the social workers that you need or you want the portfolio committee to come back so that you can report them to them.
Sibonge naye lo phuma ku office la ka premier.
Let us also thank the person who comes from the office of the premier.
Siyacabanga naye uzasifikisela umlayezo ngoba azange siwabone ama councillor la.
I'm sure they are going to deliver the message on our behalf because we did not see councillors here. Because most of the issues presented here required the councillors. Let me conclude by thanking the Honorable Inkosi, who is amongst us.
Angizwanga. Nkosi. Ngibabonge la ngihamba nabo labakithi labo ukuthi bancedile ukuthi lo msebenzi lo uhambe kahle.
I should also thank my colleagues, the honorable members, for their assistance in ensuring that this process goes without any problems.
Lama basikhombisayo ukuthi sisebenze kanjani banginike umlayezo.
The people who are assisting us in terms of our work have given me a message.
Bathi mangasithanda uthandaza. I'm sure abaningi bazibuzile ukuthi why singathandazanga ekuqaleni.
They said when we finish praying, I'm sure most people asked as to why did we not pray in the beginning.
Siculile iculo le country.
We did sing the national anthem.
Manje la sizoqedelela ngawo lo mthandazo.
Now we will close up with a prayer.
bathi ngithi kuni mangase siqede umthandazo nihlale kahle lapho nihleli khona
They say after the prayer, please remain seated where you are.
bazonilungisela nihleli khona la
They have prepared something that they shall give to you as you are sitting where you are.
bonke kakhulu nabo labo amabona kude lapho
Let us also thank our broadcasting team.
mangabangekho nabo labo bakwazi interpreter ngezandla
Also, we should give thanks to our sign language interpreters.
ngoba sifuze nathi lapha kuma old age kuma center wethu la sehamba khona nathi sifunde ukuthi ukhulumiswana kanjani ngama sign
Because we should also learn in the centers that we go to or the organizations that we belong to as to how do we communicate using sign language.
ngiyabona la phakathi kwethu bakhona abafundisi omama abafundisi nobaba omnye lo uzo volunteer ukuthi asithandazele singaphakama asho simnike umayiki asithandaze
I see in our midst we have pastors, could be from the mothers or the fathers. Anyone who would like to volunteer, we will hand over the mic. They will give us a prayer. Uma ekhona ongasivalela ngomthandazo, sicela ukumnikeza umbhobho.
Baba wethu osezulwini unguyise wenkosi yethu Jesu Kristu nanamuhla nkosi engcwele lithi izwi lakho elingcwele kusenguwe iminyaka yakho uNkulunkulu wethu ayisobe yaphela noma nini nanini baba siyabonga ke nethuba elihle kangaka esenzelwe lona abaphathi bethu baqhamuka eParliament bonke abakhona bebakhona ubukhona ke wena uNkulunkulu phakathi kwethu besingasisodwa besinawe ngoba unguwe njalo ngoba ngisho ukuthi izwi lakho liyasho ukuthi iminyaka yakho ayikuphela nguwe njalo naphakade baba lithi izwi lakho elingcwele sengqina nguwena izolo nanamuhla yebo naphakade baba siyabonga egameni elinamandla linguwe Kristu Jesu busisa yonke lenhlangano yethu besinayo ekseni kuzobe manje ntambama manje naphakade lithile bandla amen. Oh siyabusisa ke kube kuningi manje naphakade amen.